Happy New Year and welcome to Gridiron Ring live right here on YouTube for live reactions play by play of what should be the 2019 Blue and White Bowl with Penn State and Kentucky facing off against each other. But it's the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl down in Orlando, Florida, going to be taking place here coming up within the next couple minutes, 1 o'clock Eastern Time here today, January 1st, 2019. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching my live reactions and play-by-play of Penn State and Kentucky. Unfortunately, I will not be able to show the game due to copyright, but thanks for tuning in. Be sure, if you guys haven't done so already, to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring on social media. All the links are in the description below, so scroll down, check those out. Also, be sure to keep an eye out for my NFL wildcard predictions for this upcoming weekend. I'll have those out here within the next couple days, so be sure to subscribe so you'll be one of the first to get a notification the next time a new video is published right here on the channel, and also the next time I go live. I'll also be live here later on tonight for the 2019 Rose Bowl between Ohio State and Washington. So, Citrus Bowl, Penn State and Kentucky, as I said, both teams blue and white. That's why I was saying should be the blue and white bowl game, but is the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl. And Penn State out of the Big Ten finished 9-3. Kentucky out of the SEC also finished at 9-3. So it should be a very, very exciting game here coming up, as it is a ESPN on ABC exclusive. And Kentucky takes the field here as they just wrapped up the Rose Bowl parade. So Mississippi State, Iowa, taking place also down in Florida, about a hour drive west of Orlando and Tampa. And Mississippi State's playing Iowa in the Outback Bowl. I picked Mississippi State in that game, surprisingly. Normally I pick Big Ten teams during the bowl season, but I believe Joe Moorhead is going to have enough firepower there to defeat Kirk Ferentz's Iowa Hawkeyes. So Kentucky, as I said, they're taking the field. They're seeking their third 10-win season all time. And very great season for the Kentucky Wildcats this year. I don't think anybody would have thought they'd have 9 wins going into a bowl game and then playing in a New Year's Day bowl versus Penn State out of the Big Ten. Now, Penn State, not that disappointing, but, I mean, obviously, yeah, you want to win the games that you ended up losing. Penn State lost to Ohio State by a point late September. 2 weeks later, after a bye, lost to Michigan State after the Spartans came back and defeated the Nittany Lions. I was at both of those games. Actually, attended 6 Penn State games this year, 5 at home, 1 on the road down in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field. And then they lost to Michigan and got blown out by the Wolverines, who got blown out by Florida out of the SEC in the Peach Bowl this past Saturday. So, should be a very, very good game here. Top 15 matchup. Going to be a great day in college football. No other better way to start off the new year than by watching college football. So, been a tradition for years for me, watching football on New Year's. I will continue to do that here today, doing live reactions, play-by-play of the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl. Actually, got my 2019 VRBO Penn State Citrus Bowl shirt on at the moment, supporting the Penn State Nittany Lions, being a diehard Nittany Lion fan. So once again, guys, thanks for tuning in and watching my live reactions, play-by-play of Penn State and Kentucky in the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl. Captains for both teams, including Trace McSorley, number 9, the quarterback for Penn State, are out on the field at midfield, ready for the coin toss here, shaking hands with the officials and the opposing Kentucky players. So we'll see who wins the coin toss here, and we'll get things underway. Be sure to share this live reaction stream on social media. Hit that thumbs up button if you guys think I'm doing a good job. And here come your Penn State Nittany Lions. Going to be a lot of blue and white down in Orlando at Camping World Stadium, the Citrus Bowl. As you hear the Penn State Blue Band playing the Penn State fight song. Like I said, a lot of blue and white in attendance today for both Penn State and Kentucky, both schools repping the blue and white, but Penn State is the real blue and white. Zombie Nation. We are Penn State. Kentucky, road whites, and Penn State in their home blues. Laura Rutledge interviewing Nittany Lion head coach James Franklin.
Smarter and we got to play together. They're a really good, talented team in all three phases. But we're pretty good too.
Yes, you are. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, Laura. Iowa actually just scored on Mississippi State. It was 6-3 when I turned it over to this. It's now 10-6 Hawkeyes over the Bulldogs. So coin toss taking place right now. Looks like they're going to take a commercial break. And then when they come back, the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl will get underway between Penn State and Kentucky. You guys got chat, questions, or comments, drop those in the chat. I'll get to those once they pop on through here on my end. Like I said, guys, you think I'm doing a good job, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to share on social media. And like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Cool Hand Luke 96, on social media. Links are in the description below.
It's easy to move forward when you're ready for what comes next. At Fidelity, we make sure you have a clear plan to cover the essentials of retirement, as well as all the things you want to do. And on the way, you'll get timely investment help to keep you on the right track, without the unnecessary fees you might expect from so many financial firms. Because when you have a partner who gives you clarity at every step, there's nothing to stop you from moving forward.
So as quantity goes up, quality goes down. So how do you explain Popeye's $3.99 chicken and a biscuit?
And if you hear anything in the background, just some dogs barking. So nothing to worry about there. The big dog will probably be joining us as well. If you guys tuned in and watched my live reactions this past Saturday for the 2 college football playoff semifinal games, or this past Sunday for the 2 NFL games that I covered, the Bengals, Steelers, and Colts and Titans, thank you. If you're coming back and watching my live reactions here today of Penn State, Kentucky, and Ohio State, Washington later on, thank you for coming back. Like I said, just be sure to share on social media and subscribe to Gridiron Ring right here on YouTube. So, like I said, it should be a very, very good game. Penn State head coach James Franklin has had success versus Kentucky in the past. Was the head coach at Vanderbilt for 3 seasons before he got the Penn State job in 2014 after Bill O'Brien left to go back to the NFL. The Texans are actually back in the playoffs once again. They host the Indianapolis Colts this Saturday at 4:30. I'll be live right here on YouTube doing live reactions, play of that game as well. So be sure to subscribe, and I'll see everybody on Saturday and Sunday this weekend once again for the NFL wildcard round and the playoffs, and then the divisional round, and then the AFC and NFC championship games, the Pro Bowl, and then the Super Bowl to close out the NFL season. So Capital One Bowl Mania, Penn State, Kentucky, Citrus Bowl coming up here next. But Franklin, he was 3-0 versus Kentucky when he was at Vanderbilt. And the combined score of those 3 games in favor of Vanderbilt, the Commodores over the Wildcats, was 100-14. So Penn State, high-powered offense once again this season, led by quarterback Trace McSorley, number 9, playing in his final game in a blue and white uniform. Looks like Penn State's going to be receiving the football to begin this game. And Penn State looks like they'll be going left to right across your television screen as well. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. So Mark Stoops, brother of Bob and Mike, is the head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats. Yes, Penn State will receive, and they will go left to right towards their own end zone, towards the scoreboard end zone of the Camping World Stadium, the Citrus Bowl, down in Orlando, Florida. So Penn State will have the ball at the 25-yard line. And here comes the fifth-year senior out of Ashburn, Virginia, Trace McSorley, playing in his final football game, as I said, for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Miles Sanders also out there, number 24, the running back. Hamler, Dotson, Fryermuth at wide receiver and tight end once again. Top 15 matchup. Thanks for joining. Penn State, Kentucky, Citrus Bowl. We're underway. Penn State has the ball at the 25-yard line after the touchback. Penn State going left to right. And here we go. 1st and 10. McSorley gets a snap looking downfield to his left. He's going to dump it off. Incomplete towards Pat Fryermuth, number 87, the freshman tight end out of Massachusetts. Once again, guys, you got chat questions and comments. Drop those in the chat. I'll get to those here in a second. So 2nd and 10, no one open downfield. A little bit of a dump-off pass, incomplete. Just thrown in the ground there by McSorley. So shotgun once again. Miles Sanders to the left. He comes over to the right of McSorley. Fake the give. McSorley looks to his right. Then passes to his left. Come on, Miles. You got to catch that. Pass was intended from Booby Miles Sanders and hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it. So 3rd and 10 coming up for the Penn State Nittany Lions with 14:45 to go in the first quarter. Kentucky led by linebacker Josh Allen. Keep an eye out for his name this upcoming year in the 2019 NFL Draft. Hopefully everybody had a safe and happy holiday. Hopefully everybody had a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year there last night. So trips up top. And McSorley gets the snap, 3rd and 10. He's going to run, and he's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down, so Penn State will punt on their opening drive. Go out to the 33-yard line, needed the 35. So Blake Gillikin, number 93 from Atlanta, Georgia, will be on to punt for the Nittany Lions. Fake punt, fake punt. Penn State went for it, and they did not get it. Oh, come on, guys. Switch field position early. I know you want to get momentum, but you just gave Kentucky momentum. You got to play defense now. Let's go. Well, the snap was bobbled. He would have been stuffed anyway. Jonathan Thomas, number 20. Good play fake there by Gillikin, number 93, the punter, acting like it went over his head. Why this early? Maybe later on, not now. God. So Kentucky has the ball at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10, going right to left. Handoff. And first down for Kentucky and much more inside the 20. And that's Benny Snell Jr., number 26 for the Kentucky Wildcats. Keep an eye out for him this upcoming year in the NFL Draft as well. Why is Windsor out? Kentucky going towards their own end zone. 1st and 10, tight end in motion. Wilson gets the snap, hands off, and stuffed to the line of scrimmage. Penn State is going to lose. How do you feel about that? Well, if they do, they do. There's nothing I can do about it. So, hopefully they win. I mean, I don't like the fake punt there here early in the game, but obviously both teams got to play their best game to win the Citrus Bowl here today. So whatever happens, happens. 2nd and 10, inside the red zone. And Wilson fakes a give to Snell. He's going to roll out to his right. Pass incomplete. That was intended for number 2, Dorian Baker. Well, I'll be getting off of YouTube here, and then I'll be doing live reactions play-by-play of the Rose Bowl later on. So I'll continue to wear the hat, so you don't have to worry about that at all. So 3rd and 10, 13:04 to play here in the first. Shotgun, 2 up top, 2 here to the near side on your bottom. And Wilson, Snell look to the sideline, far sideline up top for Kentucky. And he gets a snap, looking here to the near side. Pass complete. and that is to number 11, Richardson. He's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down, though, it looks like. So Kentucky will come on and attempt a field goal. Miles Butler, number 95, on to kick this field goal for the Wildcats to potentially go up 3-0 on the Penn State Nittany Lions. So here we go on this. Snap is good, holds down. Field goal is up and good. So Kentucky leads Penn State 3-0 here early in the first quarter. 12:22 to play. Clock is still winding. It was at 12:25 when the field goal went through, but it goes down to 12:17. So Kentucky leads the Nittany Lions of Penn State 3-0, 12:17 to play in the first quarter after Penn State decided to go for it. Fake punt, didn't get it, and Kentucky ends up getting 3 points out of it. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching my live reactions play-by-play of the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl between Penn State and Kentucky. As I said, Kentucky 3-0 lead here early against Penn State. You guys got chat, questions, and comments, drop those in chat. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Also share on social media. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media as well. Links are in the description below. Thank you. Thank you.
The time has come for paths to be beaten and treasures won, and impossible tales to be sung. As we take on our foes, together as one.
Be sure to subscribe. Have you subscribed? Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be on live later again today, this upcoming weekend. I don't know when you tuned in and started watching. But this weekend, NFL playoffs. The following weekend, NFL playoffs. The following weekend, NFL playoffs once again. Then the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl. And this upcoming Monday as well for the College Football Playoff National Championship game between Alabama and Clemson, after Clemson and Bama both won this past Saturday versus Notre Dame and Oklahoma, respectively, in the Cotton Orange Bowls by a score of 30-3 and 45-34, respectively. So should be a very, very good game this upcoming Monday night out in Santa Clara for the 2019 College Football Playoff National Championship game, the fourth consecutive year that Alabama and Clemson are playing each other. Third year in the past four that they're meeting in the national championship game, and both teams are 1-1 in those, and then Alabama went up 2-1 in the series here in the 4-game stretch here in the playoff, after defeating the Clemson Tigers last year in the Sugar Bowl and won the semis by a score of 24-6. They got the national title, won in overtime versus Georgia, and Nick Saban won another national championship. So just a commercial break at the moment for the Citrus Bowl here early on. Actually, let's turn the Outback Bowl on. It was 6-3 when I turned it on over to this, but like I said, I saw Iowa scored. So it was 10-6 Hawkeyes over the Bulldogs. Now it's 17-6 Iowa over Mississippi State, almost at the end of the second quarter, under 5 minutes to play in the Outback Bowl. Like I said, about an hour west of Orlando and Tampa at Raymond James Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Fiesta Bowl also going on as well out in Glendale between LSU, also out of the SEC, and Central Florida, one of the other undefeated teams in college football. But I'll turn that on once we go to the next commercial break, because we come back from commercial here in the Citrus Bowl. So Penn State will get the ball back. Kentucky will kick off. Pep rallies for both teams, very successful within the past couple days. And like I said, a lot of blue and white down in Orlando at the Citrus Bowl here today between Penn State and Kentucky, with both schools wearing blue and white. Did they switch ends? No, okay. Looked like they switched ends there for a second. Penn State still going left to right. They must have the camera angle on the other side. So Kentucky kicks off, and it's going to be another touchback. So Penn State will begin their second drive once again at the 25-yard line.
These teams need to settle down a little bit. Trace McSorley going to Miles Sanders, his running back, and saying, just calm down, you're good. Miles Sanders, of course, had that drop on their first possession. And also the offensive coaches talking to Trace McSorley and saying, hey, 41's not as close to you as you think he is. Josh Allen, of course, will be a big part of this game, but not on the field right now. So Trace should feel good about that.
Trips up top for Penn State. Jawan Johnson here out wide to the near side. McSorley gets the snap, hands off to Miles Sanders out of the gun. Fakes the cameraman out, and Miles Sanders, gets 3 yards. 2nd and 7 for Penn State.
In this game, not a lot of stars in this game, but Trace McSorley and Josh Allen, they've worked together. One of the events before this bowl game, they got paired up. They call it Kids Day. They take kids around an amusement park to hang out with some local kids from the community, and the two of them were spending a lot
They gave him 2, 2nd and 8, under 12 to play. Sanders gets the carry once again. Former 5-star running back recruit out of Woodland Hills in the Pittsburgh area. He loses a yard. 3rd and 9 coming up. Studio update. Fiesta Bowl, LSU, Central Florida. Looks like Central Florida got on the board here first. 7-3 Knights over the Tigers. 7:18 to play in the first. Penn State actually defeated Washington in the Fiesta Bowl last year with Saquon Barkley. And Washington plays later on today in the Rose Bowl versus Ohio State. Saquon Barkley could very well win the NFL Rookie of the Year this year. Eclipsed 2,000 total yards the other day in the regular season finale versus the Dallas Cowboys. McSorley airing it out deep, near sideline pass, overthrown, incomplete. Pass intended for 84, Jawan Johnson. So Penn State will punt once again. Well, they'll punt for the first time. They ran a fake punt just a tad earlier there. So they bring the punt team on for the second time, though, here early in this ball game. Guys just need to calm down, play Penn State football, play football like you have all year long. And they either start out very, very slow and then pick it up in the second half, or they start out very, very fast, stay steady in the second half, or completely shit the bed in the second half and lose the ball game. So Gillikin gets the punt up and away, and it's going to be down inside the 10, and it's going to be down at the 1-yard line by Penn State. So Kentucky will have the end zone at their back to begin their next drive. They'll have to go 99 yards to put it in the end zone. Nice punt there by Blake Gillikin. Nice punt. A 73-yard punt. So Penn State on defense here now as the big dog joins us. Wilson. Yeah, Sean Clifford's wearing 14. Somebody told me there earlier that he switched to 17, but in the meantime, Will Levis has been number 17 for Penn State all season long. True freshman quarterback out of Connecticut. Penn State will more than likely have a quarterback battle there next year with Trace McSorley being done after this year. Okay, they officially spotted the 3-yard line. Wilson hands off to Benny Snell, and he gets out of the 10-yard line. Nick Scott on the tackle. Second and 3 from the 10. Give to Snell. Stiff arms the guy. Gets a yard. 3rd and short for Kentucky. Garrett Taylor, 17. Safety out of Richmond, Virginia on the tackle. Ball's at the 11, 3rd and 2. 3 wide. Pistol. Give to Snell once again, and Jan Johnson stuffs him at the line of scrimmage. Kentucky will punt. Good stop there by Penn State on defense. Hopefully they'll get some good field position, unless their punter boots a 73-yard punt as well, just like Blake Gillikin did there a moment ago. So they should have done their first drive instead of going for the fake punt. Gillikin, a damn good punter. Obviously, you just saw a 73-yard punt there for him a moment ago and pinned Kentucky deep, and now they got a punt. So you got to change field position. I get you want to take some chances. You want to take some shots early. You like your chances, but Penn State will let it bounce, go out of bounds, just past the 50-yard line. So they'll spot it. Looks like the 46-yard line. And Penn State will have the ball down 3 here early in the VRBO Citrus Bowl.
You haven't seen the sun in like forever, so you search for a beach vacation. Sunny beaches, sandy beaches, big beaches, small beaches, until you're lost, searching for surfing dogs. Then you find VRBO, and they search millions.
Hopefully don't have any technical difficulties here once again today. Was having some there on Saturday and on Sunday. So if anything happens, I'll just end up starting the stream over again. And then this stream will automatically upload right here to the YouTube channel. So you guys will be able to watch the playback of it. Be sure to subscribe. And then hopefully in the meantime too, I can get this one stopped, get it uploaded like I said, start a new one, and then get everything situated. Get everything figured out on why I'm having all these technical difficulties. Because on Saturday, I don't know if you guys watched on Saturday or on Sunday, but on Saturday, the first game between Clemson and Notre Dame, it was good for 3.5 hours, the length of the game. Right before I got off of YouTube here, because it was a blowout. I got off probably about 5 minutes to go in the game, and then I got back on for the Alabama-Oklahoma game. So it was good for the Clemson-Notre Dame game in the Cotton Bowl. Then the Orange Bowl rolled around. About 15 minutes in, I noticed it froze up. And if you guys know anything about my technical difficulties, let me know in the chat. But it froze up, but they could still hear me. Okay, so in the meantime, I stopped it, started a new one, and then it was good for probably another 2.5 hours. And I had repeated myself a lot there in the second stream, going over what I was talking about there in the first one that froze up, because I didn't know in the meantime if you guys could still hear me. So in the second one, it was good for about 2.5 hours, like I was saying, and then it froze up, and it was just a still picture, but you guys could still hear me, because I had some people telling me that they could still hear me, so I knew that, so I just kept going. So if you guys want to go back and listen to that, watch that, be my guest, it's right here on the YouTube channel. Just hit that thumbs up button on the video and hit that subscribe button as well. And then on Sunday, it went black in the first stream and cut out. No one could hear me whatsoever. And then Nick Bowers in the game, tight end number 83 for Penn State, tight end out of Tanning, Pennsylvania, down around Pittsburgh. I'll get back to my technical difficulties here in a moment. So from the 46-yard line, McSorley fakes a give and pass incomplete. Come on. He very well could be. Josh Allen for the Kentucky Wildcats, not Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. That'd probably be a first. 2 different players with the same name drafted in back-to-back years in the NFL draft. So 2nd and 10, 46-yard line, 3 wide. Once again, McSorley in shotgun. And he gives, no, he fakes the give, faked me out. Pass complete over the middle, DeAndre Tompkins, number 3. First down, Penn State, gain of about 15 yards. Another studio update. And Fiesta Bowl once again, looks like LSU scored. No, pick 6 maybe, Central Florida. Wow, oh, good block. He just put Joe Burrow in his place. Holy hell. 14-3. That block will be on a highlight for sure. So 1st and 10 from the 31. And Ricky Slade in the game at number 4 in at running back. Rookie or freshman running back out of Woodbridge, Virginia. And pass was intended for Pat Fryermuth, 87, incomplete. Second and 10. About 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. You guys got questions or comments, drop those in the chat. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and also subscribe. So 2nd and 10 from the 31, trips up top, and McSorley gets a snap. He keeps it, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 from the 31 coming up. Then they'd be on the outside of field goal range there for Jake Pinniger, the freshman kicker out of Iowa. This will be about a 48, 49-yard field goal from this point. Same formation. McSorley gets a snap. Looking to his right here to the near side. Pass is complete. That's a 1st down. They should give him forward progress. Number 3, DeAndre Tompkins. Oh, come on. That's a bad spot. That's 4th and inches. That's 4th and short now. Go for it. Go. That's a bad spot. And he had another receiver open over the middle. If he would have waited another second, might have been able to get upfield a little bit more and got a sure for 1st down. But it's 4th and inches. Looks like Penn State called a timeout, maybe. We got a delay here. No timeouts from any team. I think they're going to measure. Just to make sure he didn't get the 1st down. Chain gang is coming on the field. So let's see here if he got enough for the 1st down. 7:19 to play in the first. And from the 21... he's going to be a nose of the football short. Try to draw them off sides as you can. If you want to kick it, that's fine. Run a sneak. Get your fullback in there. Get Jan Johnson in at fullback. I know he's a linebacker and teams don't really use fullbacks anymore. But they should have gave him forward progress on that. That was a bad spot by the ref. Penn State, they're going to go for it, and they're in shotgun. Don't know why they're in shotgun on 4th and inches, but they are. I don't know why teams do this nowadays, but you can't get any closer than that for a 1st down. You should have just gave him the 1st down. Miles Sanders, okay, he gets the handoff, and he's going to get the 1st down. Gain of about 2 yards. So another set of downs here for Penn State inside the red zone now. Looking to put points on the board here for the first time today. Good block there by Fryermuth, 87 on Josh Allen. Put his shoulder into him. Got another delay here. Maybe some subs coming into the game. Okay, there's the whistle. Play clock's going down. We got you. What? You guys going to draw up here on 1st and 10 from the 19. McSorley pass. Far side, incomplete. And 10 for Jahan Dotson. Dotson actually a UCLA commit, committed to Moore Jr. Chip Kelly got the job, and he decommitted, stayed home here in Pennsylvania, and is attending Penn State. So, true freshman wide receiver, really came on there late, as the announcer said. So, future is bright for him. Sanders gets the carry once again, and he's going to get to the 15-yard line. Going to be 3rd and about 5. they're going to say 3rd and 6 from the 14 and a half. McSorley getting pressured, and he's going to be sacked back at the 22-yard line. Quan Pinniger, we need 3 points here. The Winter Classic also taking place today in the NHL between the Boston Bruins and Chicago Blackhawks from Notre Dame Stadium. So I'll turn that on as well. I totally forgot about that. So Pinniger, 92. He's a true freshman kicker from Iowa. On to attempt a 40-yard field goal. Snap is low, and his kick is wide right. We'll see how Iowa's doing in the Outback Bowl. They were up 17-6 there on Mississippi State. And they're going to go to commercial break here in the Citrus Bowl. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. So 2 drives for Penn State. Decide to go for it. Fake punt early. Kentucky gets 3 points out of it. And then you miss a field goal on your second drive. So we'll have to see if those 3 points come back and haunt Penn State later on. Iowa, Mississippi State. Halftime. And I have a score of 17-6 still at halftime between Iowa and Mississippi State. So we'll turn on LSU and Central Florida as well. So flip back to the Citrus Bowl here real quick, and then we'll check in on the Winter Classic as well. So stay tuned. 14-3 Central Florida on top of LSU. 3rd and short, and LSU has the ball. 23-yard line. And they're going to get stuffed, and LSU is going to have to kick a field goal. Viewers that are watching, listening, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Am I moving around? Video quality all good on your end. I just want to make sure. 4th and 1, LSU going to go for it. And they're going to get the first down, it looks like. That's the right spot. That's a first down for LSU. Yeah, that's a good spot. Citrus Bowl and then Winter Classic here on, yeah, that's on NBC. And it's 0-0, 12:50 to play in the first period. Bruins have the puck. So yeah, this is taking place at Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Indiana. Notre Dame actually just lost the other day in the Cotton Bowl to Clemson. They say it can't be done. We got a long way to go, and it's short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch my bandit run.
Whatever party you got going in the back, we got the business up front.
Watch the Oscars live Sunday, February 24th, only on ABC.
LSU just scored 14-10. First and 10 for Kentucky at the 22 after Penn State misses the field goal. Pass a little short, hit the ground incomplete. That was intended for number 1, Lynn Bowden. West Virginia at the moment is probably wishing they had Barry Bowden back at at the helm after Dana Holgerson left last night. He's going to be named the um, or Bobby Bowden. Did I say Barry? Bobby Bowden. He's going to be named. Dana Holgerson is the new head coach at Houston here very shortly. So, 2nd and 10 handoff. Penn State stops him at the line of scrimmage. I was also hearing some rumors that even though Ole Miss just hired Rich Rodriguez as their new offensive coordinator, been hearing that Rich Rodriguez would probably be interested in returning to Morgantown to coach the Mountaineers. So we'll see what West Virginia does. There are some other names out there, head coaching wise, that could make the jump to the Power 5. So we'll see what happens there. Temple's also opened back up. That's a hold. Come on. Sharif Miller, hands to the face, hold. That's clearly a hold. Call the damn penalty. 4th down, no. Kentucky will punt. Jeez. Yeah, Temple's also opened back up because Temple head coaching vacancy there opened back up because Jeff Collins, well, he left to go to Georgia Tech. They got a buyout for him. Temple did. And then they hired Manny Diaz, defensive coordinator from Miami. He was only head coach for about 2 weeks. As Kentucky punts, Tompkins back deep, doesn't field it. It's going to bounce down. And Kentucky's going to down at the 5-yard line. So that's where Penn State will have the ball. 3:19 to play in the first quarter. But Mark Richt surprisingly retired on Sunday. And then Miami, the Hurricanes, were looking for a new head coach. They ended up hiring Manny Diaz. There's rumors all these other guys were going to take the job. Nothing's official until it's all said and done anyway. But then Temple, Manny Diaz was there, but he goes to Miami now. And so Temple's out looking for a new head coach once again. And I would go after Greg Schiano. I said that within the past couple of days as well. So I'd go after Greg Schiano. Has ties to the East Coast. Very, very successful at Rutgers. I think he would have success at Temple. And then NFL coaches, 8 coaches got fired this year. And a quarter of the league now is looking for quarter of the teams in the NFL. They're looking for some new head coaches. So we'll see what happens here with the coaching carousel as we near the end for the college. I thought it would have been over by now. But this is really the 3rd year in a row that we've had some late coaching changes after the bowl season. So LSU, like I said, yeah, they scored again. It's 14-10. Joe Burrow, nice pass here near sideline back corner of the end zone. 14-10, Central Florida over LSU. 1:27 to play in the first quarter. And then, what was I saying? The head coaches in the NFL. Where was I going with that? I forget. Lost my train of thought. Oh well. Back here at the Citrus Bowl. I'll probably remember it, and I'll get back to talking about my technical difficulties there in a minute as well. I just remembered that. All-State Sugar Bowl also later tonight, too, down in the Big Easy. Texas and Georgia under the Big 12 and SEC. So it's been a defensive showdown here early with the Penn State and Kentucky Citrus Bowl here today. Like I said, my opinion, should have been called the Blue and White game, or the Blue and White Bowl game, because both teams wear blue and white. WrestleMania 33 was actually hosted at the Citrus Bowl 2 years ago now. WrestleMania 35 coming up this April. Miles Sanders gets the carry. He gets stuck to the line of scrimmage once again. Oh, I was saying about the coaches. 1/4 of the league looking for new coaches in the NFL. But as of late, the past couple years in college, there's been a lot of coaching changes after the bowl season, surprisingly. But we'll see what happens as that nears an end for the college football coaching carousel. And then the NFL coaching carousel picks up with the playoffs in motion now. So slant pass over the middle complete at the 20-yard line to Jawan Johnson. Got a flag on the play. We'll see what the dirty laundry is here from the Zebras, and we'll move on. And it looks like it's on Penn State. ACC officials totally missed what the penalty was because they cut to the ref late. But it's on Penn State. Must have been a hold on Steven Gonzalez, 74. So it's half the distance. Penn State ball at the 2-yard line now. You guys want to kick yourselves in the foot. You want to be in the situation right now. 2nd and long. 2-yard line. McSorley gets a snap, looking far side, pass complete. And that is Nick Bowers, 83, tight end from Katanning. Nine-yard line, 3rd and 6, McSorley. Dump off now. He ends up getting sacked back to the 2-yard line, and Penn State will punt once again. Gillikin gets the punt up and away. Another good punt from him. Kentucky fields at the 42-yard line. Good return. Past midfield to the 35-30. And it looks like Kentucky's going to return this for a touchdown, and they do. So 9-0 now Kentucky on Penn State. As Kentucky returns that punt for a touchdown. Got a whistle. No flag. Good blocking downfield, and I don't know what to say. Extra point is up and good. 10-0 Kentucky. 45 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Obviously not the way you want to start, but like I said there earlier, Penn State either starts out very, very slow, they come back in the second half, or they start out very strong, and then they, stay steady the rest of the game and either win or find a way to lose. So good blocking on Kentucky's part there on the return, and really no position there for Penn State to push him out of bounds or tackle him. He made a good move, and that was Lynn Bowden Jr. from Youngstown, Ohio, surprisingly, on the punt return for the Wildcats. The Stoops have connections to Youngstown. That's where they're originally from. Bob, Mark, and Mike. Bob, former head coach at Oklahoma. Mark's at Kentucky here. And KJ Hamler are going to take a knee in the end zone. So Penn State will take a touchback, and they'll have the ball at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. You got to get something going. You got to get something going. You get down any more than 10-0, you're going to be in trouble. Look at Alabama, Oklahoma Saturday night. Alabama 28-0. Oklahoma, they came back, but they still ended up losing by 11 because it was a little too late. McSorley, quarterback keeper, looks like he got the first down there. They're going to mark him another half-inch short. One ref here on the near side can't see jack shit. 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. See if Penn State snaps it. Looks like they will. Once again, you can't get any closer than that. Just give them the damn first down. McSorley, quarterback keeper once again. Out past midfield to the 45-yard line. Or out past the 30 to the 35-yard line, excuse me. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. Kentucky leads Penn State 10-0. We'll turn the Winter Classic back on, see what we got going there. You got to get something going, boys. Let's go. So, hockey, Bruins, Blackhawks, 1-1. Both teams scored since I had it on there in the past 6 minutes of game time. So, 6:15 to play in the first period. 1-1 Bruins and Blackhawks from Notre Dame. 10-0 Kentucky on top of Penn State. We'll turn the Fiesta Bowl on. LSU, Florida, or Central Florida, excuse me on that. Commercial break. It was 14-10 Knights over the Tigers. And that's what I still have here at the end of the first quarter, score-wise. So, we'll turn Iowa, Mississippi State back on then. See what's going on in the Outback Bowl. That is on one of the other ESPN channels, ESPN 2, and they're also out of commercial break, so we'll just keep the Citrus Bowl on, and we'll keep flipping back and forth here between all these games here today. Once again, I'm Cool Hand Luke 96. Thanks for tuning in and watching my live reactions play of the VRBO Citrus Bowl between Penn State and Kentucky. Kentucky 10-0 lead on top of the Nittany Lions here at the end of the first quarter. I'll be on once again later on tonight for the Rose Bowl at 5 p.m. Right after this game gets over, I'll take a little bit of a break in between, get everything set up for that stream. Hopefully don't have any technical difficulties with this one or that one. Knock on wood. And we'll watch the Rose Bowl, do live reactions play of the 2019 Rose Bowl out in Pasadena, the granddaddy of them all, between Ohio State out of the Big Ten and Washington out of the Pac-12, your classic Big Ten. Pac-10 now, Pac-12 Rose Bowl games. So should be some very, very good football going on here today, New Year's Day 2019. Hopefully everybody, as I said there earlier, had a Merry Christmas last week and a Happy New Year last night. So as I was saying there, this past weekend on Saturday and Sunday, I was on doing live reactions of the 2 college football playoff semi games and NFL games on Sunday. Saturday, I talked about that there earlier with the technical difficulties. And then on Sunday, it just went black. No one could hear me. So I stopped it. I had to figure out a way to stop it, one. But then started a new stream. And then, because I'm getting, I have to get used to doing live reactions here on YouTube. Because I did it over on Periscope before. All the old content for live reactions play is over on my Periscope account. Cool Hand Luke 96 on there as well. Cool Hand Luke 96, that's me obviously. Cool Hand Luke 96 on Twitter and Periscope if you want to follow. Links in the description. Alabama Clemson next Monday out in Santa Clara. College Football Playoff National Championship game. Nice aerial view of Orlando, Florida, and the Citrus Bowl. And Penn State will have the ball here. Just past midfield now after another run there by Trace McSorley. I'll get back to my technical difficulties here once again. Maybe third time's a charm coming up. So from the 46-yard line once again, that's where the other drive started. They got downfield before missing the field goal. Miles Sanders gets brought down. Maybe a little bit of a horse collar tackle there. Bob Stoops on the sideline sporting a Kentucky visor. Never thought I'd see him wearing anything other than Oklahoma gear, but he is supporting his brother, Mark. And pass out. Bubble screen up top. KJ Hamler, and he's going to run in the end zone. Oh, he's going to be brought down to the 2-yard line. KJ Hamler, freshman out of Pontiac, Michigan. IMG Academy down in Orlando, Florida. Nice play there to get Kentucky. They caught Kentucky off guard. They're thinking run here to the near side, bubble screen up top to the far side, and Hamler does the rest. They mark him down at the 1-yard line. You guys got to punch this in. Let's go. That was a 41-yard catch and run by Hamler. And he is in the slot. And McSorley going to throw to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State. Nick Bowers, 83, the tight end, on the reception. Fake the give to Sanders. Trace looked like he's going to keep it for himself. And Bowers, a little bit of a roll out there towards the back corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State. Franklin signaling going for the extra point. Final State. We'll hit that one. Let's go Penn State. Pinniger on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up and good. 10-7 now. Kentucky leads Penn State. Quick drive there by Penn State, just what they needed to get back in this ball game. Going to take a lot of time off the clock. A 2-play drive after, 2 plays coming back from commercial break. A couple more plays on the drive, but it was sparked by the 41-yard reception by KJ Hamler that got him inside the 5-yard line, and then a play later, McSorley finds 83 Nick Bowers for the Penn State touchdown. So McSorley swinging for the fences as he normally does for his celebration. And Penn State will kick off. Kentucky will get the ball back, and we got ourselves a ball game here early, folks. 14-10 still Central Florida on top of LSU. Was 17-6 Iowa on top of Mississippi State, and then 10-7 here. Kentucky leads Penn State. Those are the only 3 games going on at the moment. Rose Bowl later on at 5 o'clock, and then later on tonight at 8:45, Texas and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Thanks for tuning in and watching my live reactions play-by-play of Penn State, Kentucky. Penn State just scored, so hallelujah on that. They will kick off, and Kentucky will get the ball back. Does anybody know as well, trying to connect here with wrestling, I was saying there earlier, WrestleMania 33 and WrestleMania 24, 11 years ago now, were held in Orlando at the Citrus Bowl here, as Rafael Checa kicks off. Short kick, going to be fielded at the 6-yard line. Actually, it bounces at the 5. Bowden misplaces the ball, and he's going to be tackled at the 10-yard line. So mistake there, somewhat of a little bit of a scuffle between Penn State and Kentucky, but the refs get that sorted out, and Kentucky will have the ball at the 10-yard line. Lost it in the sun. Wasn't even paying attention. He thought it was going more towards the sideline. It cut back in on him, and ends up getting tackled by number 11, Micah Parsons, true freshman linebacker out of Harrisburg. And that's where Kentucky's going to start, 1st and 10. But I was going to say, does anybody know if Sting, his son, is still playing for Kentucky? Because I know he's playing football at Kentucky. He might not be. RPO pass over the middle, complete to the tight end, number 87, CJ Conrad. So another 1st and 10 for Kentucky coming up. Questions and comments, greatly appreciate, guys. Drop those in the chat. I see those popping on through. I'll get to those here in a second. Or Rutledge on the call here from the sideline. Brock Heward up in the booth. From the 34, Wilson hands off to Snell. And Garrett Taylor wraps him up by his shoelaces. Well, they started playing, here within the past couple minutes. But yes, technically they are playing, but they weren't in the first quarter. Like I was saying there earlier before you tuned in, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, also subscribe, share on social media as well. They normally start out slow. If they do, they pick it up in the second half, but if they start out fast, they stay steady the rest of the game. Either find a way to win or find a way to lose. So 2nd and 7 from the 37, hand off to Snell. He's going to get the first down out past midfield to the 49-yard line. So another 1st and 10 for Kentucky, their third on this drive. Everything good on your end? Hopefully, knock on wood, don't have any technical difficulties today. I'll be on again later on for the Rose Bowl between Ohio State and Washington, so be sure to tune back in. 10-7, Conrad in motion. Wilson, he gets a snap, rolls out to his right here to the near side. That's incomplete. He was out of bounds when he caught that. Good officiating there. Snell, yeah. Snell, yeah. Benny Snell has a Snell, yeah tattoo on his stomach. Snell, yeah. Ha ha ha. Very funny. Wilson's going to keep it. He's going to lose a yard. If you want Penn State to win, give me a hell yeah. If you want Kentucky to win, give me a hell yeah. Let me know in the chat. So third and long coming up for the Wildcats. Battle of the Cats here today with the Wildcats and Nittany Lions. But obviously the Nittany Lion, the number one cat at the top of the totem pole. And Penn State also wearing the real blue and white. So 3rd and 10 from the 49. Trips up top. Wilson in shotgun, looking to his left. He's going to get sacked by number 30, Kevin Givens from Altoona, Pennsylvania. Back and forth. That's another hold. Givens got held, and he still made the sack. Great play by him. And then, like I was saying, back and forth, defensive showdown here early on. And Penn State picking up some momentum now. So let's keep it going. Get some more points on the board. Kentucky punts. Hamler back deep. Calls for a fair catch at the 14. And that's where Penn State's going to have it. 10:30 to play in the first half. At halftime, I'll have stats of this game and scores of the other games that are going on at the moment and all the other bowl games in college football this bowl season. So they'll take a commercial break. We'll see if the Blackhawks are losing. It was 1-1. Actually, we're going to turn on Iowa, Mississippi State. 17-6 there. Hawkeyes over the Bulldogs. Under 12 to play in the third quarter. Maybe the Bruins are losing. I don't know. We'll see. Dreaming. Oh, this commercial is hilarious, especially when he's jumping on the bed, Macaulay Culkin, and then he goes down acting like he hurt his back. That's hilarious.
Hey Google, turn on the temperature 2 degrees.
Listen and children listen to hear duck, sleigh bells and snow. And it's funny, they have Kevin Durant instead of LeBron James taking Michael Jordan's stand-up spot in this commercial. But Macaulay Culkin's name in Home Alone was Kevin. So I get the Kevin Durant, connection there. Hockey, Winter Classic. It was 1-1. 6 minutes to play in the first period. It's probably the end of the first period by now, I bet. You guys know by chance, if you guys are watching? More chat, questions, and comments, greatly appreciated. So they're at a commercial break there. We'll see what's going on here in the Fiesta Bowl. As I said, the Outback, Citrus, and Fiesta Bowl are the only 3 games going on at the moment. So 17-14 now LSU on top of Central Florida, and LSU running some trickery there. And they're going to get stuffed in the backfield, loss of about 5 yards. So they're on top by 3. They're storming back here, but still early. His son signed in 2012, so he would be done by now. Okay. I knew he played for Kentucky, though. Thank you for that. So, yeah, the wrestling connection there with Kentucky, playing at the Citrus Bowl versus Penn State, is that Sting, the icon Sting, his son played for Kentucky in college football. But, yeah, I wasn't sure if he was still playing or not, so thank you for that. You got Central Florida on. Well, if you want to keep me updated on that, that'll be greatly appreciated. I won't have to flip back and forth between this and that. I can flip back and forth between this and the Outback Bowl because that game's going to get over first because it began at noon. That's on ESPN2. Winter Classic also going on. So Penn State has the ball once again. McSorley rolling out. He's going to throw downfield. Incomplete, intended for KJ Hamler. Penn State now going right to left across your television screen or radio dial as we are now in the second quarter. Journey Brown in the ball game for Penn State at running back, number 32, former Meadville product, had over 1,000 yards rushing in one game versus DuBois back in 2015. Game actually was up at E.J. Mansell Stadium in DuBois, as Brown gets the carry, gain of 4. From the 18, Kentucky's going to call a timeout.
Timeout called by Kentucky from their sideline. I think the head coach, Mark Stoops, saw something he didn't like about the way that play was setting up. So we will take a timeout ourselves. We'll be right back here to Orlando with the Wildcats in the first half, leading Penn State 10-7.
Mississippi State just scored. 2-point conversion failed, though. Iowa leads 17-12. 17-14 still LSU. Top of Central Florida, and 10-7 here Kentucky over Penn State. No, they didn't, did they? Really? You messing with me? 1-1 first intermission? I'm on my phone, so my notifications are turned off, or else I would have saw that. I'm going to have to check on that. I believe you. I believe you. Oh, no, LOL, not yet. Okay, so I don't believe you. That's funny, but it's not funny at the same time. I get, okay, he has everything against him right now, but he's still one hell of a player. Maybe the best wide receiver in the league, but other people might say otherwise, but once again, guys, hit that thumbs up button if you guys think I'm doing a good job. Also, subscribe to Gridiron Ring right here on YouTube. The links are in the description below.
Without that Walter smell, ask for cream. No pain, no odor.
Welcome to my store. It's one not bound by walls or limited by inventory or restricted by time. The only rule here is to untether your imagination and unleash it on the world. What's in store?
McDonald's 2 for $5, maybe less deal is that. And the
He's a good wide receiver, but he's like every other one, all about that money. You give him the money, he gets the attitude also. I couldn't agree more on that, Tom. Thank you for that comment. Yeah, I couldn't agree more on that. Like, there's no reason to get cocky. Like, okay, I know you made a name for yourself, but just stay put. Just do what you're doing and keep your mouth shut. Penn State still has the ball, 3rd and 6 from the 18 as we come back from commercial after Kentucky calls a timeout. Penn State going right to left, trips up top, McSorley in shotgun, and Journey Brown in the ball game at running back to the left of McSorley here. And McSorley looking his way, and McSorley's end up going to get sacked back at the 14-yard line. So Penn State will punt once again, under 10 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Blake Gillikin on to punt. He gets that up and away. Not that good of a punt as earlier. Doesn't even make it past midfield. And goes out of bounds to the 49-yard line. Only after these 1 o'clock games get over, there's only going to be 3 more college football games this bowl season, this college football season in general. Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl, and the national championship game next Monday. Ohio State, Washington, Texas, Georgia, and Alabama and Clemson, respectively. You always want to see a close game. You never want to see anybody get blown out. As a man is in motion, 1st and 10 from midfield for Kentucky. Wilson looking to throw. He airs it out deep down over the middle. Incomplete, intended for Bowden. No relation to Bobby or Terry or Tommy, but he is a Youngstown, Ohio product. As I said, the Stoops have connections with Youngstown. That's where they're originally from. I was surprised Ohio State didn't call up Bob Stoops and offer him the head coaching job after Urban Meyer retired, but they ended up giving it to Ryan Day. And they play later on today in the Rose Bowl in what will be Urban Meyer's last game as a head coach unless he decides to come out of retirement once again. So handoff there. No gain. Guy from Central Florida got booted for targeting. There has been a lot of targeting calls here this bowl season. One already today in the Iowa-Mississippi State game. Didn't look like a targeting play, a targeting call, but they reviewed it, and it was, so he got ejected as well. So Wilson getting pressured. He's gonna fumble the ball. He fumbled it before he went out. Penn State recovered it, but did they recover it inbounds or out of bounds? It's going to be 4th down regardless for Kentucky, so I'd look at this just to make sure. Obviously, field position is going to be a big difference. Micah Parsons on the fumble. Penn State, they touch it before it goes out of bounds, but they didn't recover it. They didn't have full possession of it going out of bounds, but they touched it. But that should still be Penn State ball, because Penn State was the last to touch it before it went out of bounds on a fumble. Whoever touches it last before it goes out of bounds on a fumble should have possession, but like I said, they didn't maintain control of it going out of bounds. So Kentucky punts and pins Penn State inside the 10-yard line once again. They're going to mark it at the 10-yard line. Looked like it went out of the 9. But, all right. It is what it is. Move on. Nothing you can do. Has it been 150 years already for college football? That is absolutely absurd. That's awesome, though, that college football has been going on for this long. Looks like we'll be celebrating that next year. Well, this year now, 2019. It is New Year's Day, January 1, 2019. So once again, guys, like I said, hopefully everybody had a Merry Christmas there last week and a Happy New Year last night. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also share on social media, like, follow, and subscribe to Grow and Ring and myself, Colhan Luke 96. Links are in the description below.
Just okay? Is it fresh? Sort of. The shop had it this morning. Unfortunately, he went home sick, but he left instructions with Kyle.
This fish is raw.
Do we need a minute? Yeah.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network, according to America's biggest tenants. Now with 5G, more for your thing. That's our thing.
Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I've gotta be me. I've gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am? Life isn't a straight line. Things happen. Then sometimes you can find yourself heading in a new direction. But at Fidelity, we help you prepare for the unexpected. With retirement planning and advice for what you need today and tomorrow. Because when you're with Fidelity, a partner who makes sure every step is clear, there's nothing to stop you from moving forward.
Go ahead, live your best life.
Cheesy snacks are the most satisfying combination of crunch with cheese, with their delicious perfection.
Everything good on your end, guys? So make sure. Just making some updates here. Hopefully that's saved. Okay, we should be good there. Once again, like I said, you guys got chat, questions, or comments, drop those in the chat. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe. Penn State will have the ball at the 10-yard line here after another Kentucky punt. Back and forth between... okay, they're just talking about Saquon Barkley. But both teams, it's close here early. Both teams in blue and white having some success, but it's been a defensive showdown here early. Miles Sanders gets the carry, 1st and 10, gain of 11, another first down out to the 21. Another studio update here. What do we got? Iowa, Mississippi State Outback Bowl. 17-12. Looks like Nick Fitzgerald had a long touchdown run here. Poor tackling by Iowa. 19-17 now. Bulldogs on top of the Hawkeyes. McSorley airing it out. Pass complete over the middle. Then dropped. They're going to say incomplete, hopefully. No fumble. Pick that up for Penn State, though. Pass was intended and dropped by DeAndre Tompkins. Big Ten 3-3 in bowl games. They got 3 games left. This one, the Iowa game, and then Ohio State later on. So it'd be nice to win all 3 of those. Finish at 6-3 during bowl season. Michigan, Purdue, and who was the other Big Ten team that lost? As Trace McSorley gets another Penn State first down. I know this. Let me think. 9 of the 14 teams in the Big Ten made a bowl game. McSorley down on one knee. He's banged up. Are we going to see Tommy Stevens, number 2, come in? No, he is not playing today. We'll have to see number 14, Sean Clifford then. Sean Clifford, the big red dog, come in and play football, play quarterback for Penn State. Yeah, and get ready, Sean. And then they also have Will Levis, 17. Would hate to burn his red shirt. They got a couple quarterbacks coming in this upcoming year. All 4 are actually going to be enrolling. Well, 3 of the 4, are going to be enrolling this month once the new semester starts. Clifford is better anyway. Thanks for tuning in, John. How's the game going, buddy? How's the crowd? How's the atmosphere? How is the experience down in Orlando, Florida at the Citrus Bowl? Clifford is better anyway. He is. I told you that all season long. He looked good in the pit game that we both attended. First, it's absolutely nuts down in Orlando. So once again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and also share on social media. Yeah, Clifford, first pass of his college career earlier this year, September the 8th, down in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field, a 50-yard touchdown pass. Like I was saying, they got 4 quarterbacks in this year's recruiting class, 2 on scholarship, 2 walk-ons. One's actually from the 2 are actually from the local area here, and they'll be walking on. One's from Clearfield here, and one's from State College. The one from State College, actually the son of Jawan Sider, the running back coach for Penn State. So I think he'll have somewhat of an edge because of that, but it is what it is in the end anyway. And then they got a quarterback, Michael Johnson from the state of Oregon. His dad's actually an assistant at Oregon, was actually Michael Vick's quarterback coach in Atlanta with the Falcons. And then they got this kid, Robertson, same damn thing. I'll get used to it eventually. Coming in from the Garden State of New Jersey. So they'll have a quarterback competition next year because Trace will be gone. Tommy Stevens will still be there, but he's injured. He's not playing today. He's been injured all season long. He has played a little bit, but hasn't really played well in the games he played. And then Sean Clifford, number 14. Sean Clifford, the big red dog, as I call him, should be coming in the ballgame here if McSorley can't go. And it might be the start of a new era at quarterback for Penn State with the legendary number 14 number with Sean Clifford, 14, also worn by Todd Blackledge back in the day. He's actually a national champion at Penn State in 1982 Sugar Bowl. He's actually being inducted into the Sugar Bowl Hall of Fame later tonight for the Texas-Georgia game. He's actually going to be on the call for ESPN with Sean McDonough. And then he played in the NFL with the Chiefs. Didn't really pan out, but then that doesn't look good. Okay. Sean Clifford in the game now. McSorley just got poked in the eye. So 1st and 10 from the 33. Clifford, the big red dog, in shotgun. Sanders, Booby Miles to the left of Cliff. And the Cardinals are going to interview Adam Gase on Wednesday for their head coaching vacancy. Clifford's going to throw it deep downfield to the near sideline. Pass is going to be incomplete. Oh, he had Tompkins. Hit Tompkins right in the chest. Okay, bring Trace back in, but if you want to throw downfield, run a 2 quarterback system with Clifford. He can air it out. Oh, he had it. He should have caught that. He should have caught that. "33-yard line, 2nd and 10. McSorley hands off. Miles Sanders gets the carry, loses about a yard. Third and 11. And Sanders, he's going to get the screen pass here to the near side. He's going to get the first down, it looks like, unless they mark him short again. And they're going to mark him a half-inch short once again, the same damn official. Come on. Clean your glasses or get better contacts or something. Good God. Another bad spot. I bet you look up where this guy's from. He's probably from Lexington, Kentucky. The official. That's a first down. No, it's a first down. 14 also worn by Christian Hackenberg at Penn State within the past couple years, but Clifford now wearing it for Penn State to bring chain gang back on the field. Going to measure. Going to be about another nose of a football short for Penn State. Looks like they're going to punt. Franklin not happy with the officials. That's the same official. Short. Marks Penn State short for the, at least second time today. Maybe more. It's hard to keep count when, it's more than a handful. So about 5 minutes to play. Give him the first down. You can't get any closer than that. It was clearly a first down. They mark him short once again. But like I said, you look up where that official's from. He's probably from Lexington, Kentucky, or has some type of connection with the city, with the Kentucky program. Who the hell knows? Mark Stoops, John Calipari, they might have paid him off. You can't get any closer than that. Good God. 4th and inches, Gillikin punts. Obviously, Penn State's not going to run another fake because they didn't convert there earlier. And Gillikin, his punt, going to be filled to the 18-yard line. And Lamont Wade, number 38, on the tackle. Yeah, this is the third bowl game at Camping World Stadium this bowl season. And bubble screen. And Tariq Castro Fields on the tackle for Penn State. They actually had the end zones painted up for Penn State and Kentucky here today because the Cure Bowl took place there 2.5 weeks ago, and then Syracuse defeated West Virginia this past Friday. 2nd and 14 from the 12. Pass complete at the 24. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for Kentucky. Flag on the play. Going to be a hold, it looks like, maybe. Holding on Kentucky. Half the distance. Going to replay 2nd down. So holding on both teams here early. Penalty's not really a factor yet. Knock on wood. Hopefully they don't come into play a whole lot. Especially late. You don't want to see that. But then some bad spots, in my opinion, here in this Citrus Bowl as well. So we'll see how it turns out. But it's going to be 2nd and long. 2nd and about 20. 21 for Kentucky. Wilson's going to keep it. He's going to run. He's going to get out to the 21 on 2nd and 21. It's going to be 3rd and about 6 along 7. (24-14) now. LSU on top of Central Florida. I did pick the Tigers in that over the Knights because I just think they have too much firepower being an SEC team. Central Florida, they beat Auburn there last year in the Peach Bowl, another SEC team. So anything can happen. That's why they play the games. It's decided on the field, in between the lines, not on paper. So they're going to say 3rd and 6 from the 21. Wilson's going to get the snap. He's going to get pressured, and he's going to get sacked by number 48, Sharif Miller. And Kentucky gets the punt up and away. Another bad punt. Hamler fields it about the 48-yard line, and that's where he's going to be brought down. Penn State going to have good field position here around midfield. 2:43 to play. They have all 3 timeouts remaining, down 3, 10-7 to the Kentucky Wildcats.
Guys that have done so much productivity-wise in kind of their final game as Huskies.
First and 10. Ricky Slade gets the carry. He gets 2 yards out to midfield. Going to be 2nd and 8. Got a flag on the play. Illegal substitution on Kentucky. Mark Stoops not happy about that.
Mark Stoops was going nuts about that call. He still is arguing his point. I'll say this, Franklin's decision to not go for it on 4th and inches, you've got to trust your defense to get that 3 and out to pay that decision off, and they sure have, as they've got a real opportunity here before half to put points on the board.
2:22 to play in the second. McSorley keeps it. Good block there by Steven Gonzalez. McSorley gets the first down.
This has been the best part of the game playing today. The leading rusher in this game, and he is Trace McSorley. Just created a little bit of movement. This is an odd play. See that big nose tackle right there for Kentucky.
Trips up top. Friarmuth 87 in at tight end in the slot. Screen pass to Ricky Slade. Tipped to the line of scrimmage, almost intercepted, incomplete. Under 2 minutes to play, 1:53 exactly. Penn State has the ball, 2nd and 10. Down 3, 10-7 to Kentucky. And they're looking to put more points on the board here before halftime. Juwan Johnson, no targets here this afternoon. Or, excuse me, he does have a catch now I think about that. Ricky Slade on the carry, near side here, gets past the 25-yard line for another Penn State first down. Pushed out of bounds at the 23. Come on, boys. Put it in the end zone. Injured Kentucky Wildcat on the field. Right knee injury. Never want to see a player go down with an injury, but could be stalling a little bit, but it is hot, like they said. John, you still listening? You still watching? I highly doubt it, because you are attending this game, and hopefully you're having a good time. What, it's 70, 75, 80 degrees down in Orlando today, this afternoon, for the Citrus Bowl, so yeah. Players going to need a lot of liquids and some IVs here come later on. So, commercial break. 10-7, Kentucky leads Penn State. Still 19-17, Mississippi State on Iowa. 24-14, LSU on Central Florida. Coming up at halftime, I'll have stats of this game and scores of the other 2 games that are going on at the moment, and all the other bowl games this season in college football. So stay tuned. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe and share this live reaction stream on social media.
Just outside downtown Orlando, the home of this bowl game just a few days ago. The Pro Bowl will be here.
See the Nittany Lion
On the NFL side.
there on the sideline.
Kickoff game earlier this season, or first few
We
weeks
are
of the year, Alabama
Penn State,
played on this field.
and Penn State has the ball. First and 10 from the 23. 4 wide, excuse me. McSorley gets a snap, looking downfield. He's going to throw. Pass overthrown, intended for Pat Fryermuth. He had him. He would have caught that. Maybe if he would have made a move, he would have been in the end zone right now. Probably would have got tackled inside the 5-yard line now. So he had Hamler. No, well, he did, but he didn't. If he would have waited another second too, he would have had, I believe that's Justin Shorter. I believe that was Justin Shorter in the end zone. So shotgun once again, Slade to the right. And dump off pass to Jawan Johnson, 84. At the 20, he gets the 17. They're going to mark him at the 18. Third and about 4 for Penn State as they enter the red zone. And Penn State's going to call their first timeout here in the first half with 1:02 to play, down 3 to Kentucky, 10-7. As I said, Franklin, huge success versus the Wildcats when he was at Vanderbilt. 3-0 versus Kentucky. Combined score in those 3 games, Vanderbilt 100, Kentucky 14. So NFL playoffs begin this upcoming weekend. I'll be on YouTube doing live reactions, play-by-play of the playoff games, so be sure to subscribe. Be sure to tune in and watch my live reactions of those. I'll be on once again later on tonight for the Rose Bowl, right after this game gets over, with Ohio State and Washington. Pro Bowl in a couple weeks as well, and then Super Bowl 53 just north of Atlanta, or just north of Orlando in Atlanta, Georgia, on February the 3rd. So both bands in attendance for the Citrus Bowl today as well. So I assume we'll have a dual halftime show with both Penn State and Kentucky's blue bands. Penn State, obviously, the original blue band because they wear the real blue and white, as both these teams' school colors are blue and white. Penn State a navy blue and white, and Kentucky about a royal blue and white. So 3rd and 5 from the 18. McSorley, he's going to keep it, and he's going to be sacked. Loss of 1. Got to kick another field goal, it looks like. Come on, Penninger. Kentucky, they'd be smart to call timeout. Come on, Ricky Ronnie. You got to drop something better than that. Can't run a quarterback draw 80% of the game. I know you have a running quarterback, but you can't run that all the damn time. Just run a little slant, halfback screen with Sanders or Slade, and I mean, maybe take a shot to the end zone too on 3rd and 5. Maybe a fade. Obviously, you don't want to turn the ball over when you are in the red zone late here in the first half, under a minute to play. So it looks like Penn State's going to attempt a field goal, and they should because it is 4th down. I wouldn't go for it here. And Kentucky, they did call timeout, so that's why we got a little bit of a delay here with the Wildcats leading 10-7. Packed house in Orlando at the Citrus Bowl. Lots of blue and white in attendance today as Jake Penninger, the freshman kicker from Iowa, is on to attempt a 36-yard field goal. 1 of 1 already today, connected from 40 earlier. Gillikin, the holder. Kick is up, blocked a little bit, and it is wide left. Oh my, kicking troubles for Penn State once again. Missed a or connected on a extra point earlier. Penn State missed wide right on a 40-yard attempt. So 0 for 2 now field goal wise for Penn State. Missed from 36, but this was blocked just a tad at the line of scrimmage. But it was good enough to not make the ball go through the uprights. And yeah, came just short, just short of the left upright. Still had a chance to go in. Like, it wasn't blocked and then, almost picked up and returned. Like, it still had a chance, but it just sucks. That's, 6 points now that Penn State doesn't have because of 2 missed field goals. Could be 13-10 right now. Nittany Lions on top of the Wildcats, but it's still 10-7. 40 seconds and counting to play here in the first half. Kentucky has the ball. They run a play there. Going to be second and 6, excuse me, after a 4-yard gain at the 24 now. And pass complete. Far sideline out of bounds. I don't get why they did that. I don't. And then Penninger wide right. Yeah, special teams problems for Penn State because the punt return for a touchdown as well earlier there. So 3rd and 2. Snell gets it. And got a flag on the play. Got a hold on Kentucky. Yeah, decline the penalty, get 4th down, make Kentucky punt. 4th down. Yep.
It's been a while since I've seen an 0 for 15 first half. And some of that is absolutely credited to these two defenses.
Yeah, it's been a defensive showdown here with the Nittany Lions and Wildcats. Halftime coming up. I'll have stats of this game and scores of the other. That's pathetic. Penn State, 2 timeouts remaining. Let's see if KJ Hamler can get a good return, get Penn State some good field position here before halftime. I know there's not a lot of time left, 15 seconds. Good punt. Don't pick it up, let them down it. And they're going to down it at the 7. And there's 5 seconds left. Penn State, they can take a shot, but they'll probably just take a knee and go into halftime down 3, 10-7 to Kentucky. Punters, some good punts, some bad punts. Would have liked the bad punt there. Penn State, good field position, but that's not the case. Ball at the 5-yard line. I mean, if you want to take a shot, take a shot. I'm fine with that. You're not really anything to worry about. Ricky Ronnie leaving the box to come down to the locker room for halftime. And McSorley out of the shotgun takes a knee, and we head to halftime here in the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl with Kentucky leading Penn State 10-7. See if any of the coaches are going to be getting interviewed. Both teams heading into the locker room. Give it a shot. We're halfway there. Laura Rutledge interviewing Kentucky head coach Mark Stoops. So at halftime, like I said, VRBO Citrus Bowl, Kentucky leads 10-7 over Penn State. We'll see what's going on in the Winter Classic. Well, we're going to turn the Fiesta Bowl on. I have a score here, 24-14 still, and it is still 24-14 LSU on top of Central Florida. Questions and comments, greatly appreciate, guys. Drop those in the chat. Let's turn on the Winter Classic, see what's going on there. Probably either in the second period or in the beginning of the third. Okay, middle of the second, still 1-1, 8:54 to play in the second period at Notre Dame Stadium. And then the Outback Bowl, that's the only other game going on at the moment. Rose Bowl later on, along with the Sugar Bowl. So Iowa, Mississippi State, another Big Ten SEC game. Iowa leads 24-19. Just started the final quarter of play in Tampa. So Tampa about an hour west of Orlando, like I said there. Hawkeyes leading the Bulldogs by 5, 24-19. And I'll keep this on until the second half of the Penn State-Kentucky game comes on, and I'll go over stats here now of Penn State and Kentucky here in the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl at halftime. Wilson for Kentucky, passing 4 of 8, 29 yards. Trace McSorley passing for Penn State, 7 of 17 with 95 yards and a touchdown to Nick Bowers, who has 2 catches for 7 yards and that touchdown. Kentucky rushing, Benny Snell Jr., 9 carries for 43 yards. Wilson then rushing, 6 carries for 15 yards. Trace McSorley running the ball for Penn State, 10 of 43, and Miles Sanders, 8 of 22, and Ricky Slade, 1 of 12. Richardson, 1 of 8 receiving for Kentucky. Conrad, 1 of 21. And Penn State receiving wise then, Tompkins, 2 of 32. Bowers, as I said, 2 of 7 with the score. Hamler, 1 of 41. That set up Bowers' touchdown. And then Miles Sanders, 1 of 10. And Jawan Johnson, 1 catch for 5 yards. They need to get him more targets here in the second half. And they got to be able to run the football more efficiently and play better defense, stop Kentucky, stop Benny Snell and Wilson, and they've done pretty well on that. But it's coming down to special teams. You got to play good defense. You got to play good offense. You got to play good defense. But you also have to play good special teams. You got to be able to kick extra points, kick field goals, and pin your opponent deep on punts and not give up a punt return like Penn State did there earlier. So, I mean, if Penn State doesn't give up that punt return for a touchdown, it would be 7-3 Penn State over Kentucky here at halftime if everything else goes the way it did. So, Kentucky, Penn State 10-7. Nick Fitzgerald airs it out, and Mississippi State, touchdown. They're going to mark them down at the 1-yard line. But Mississippi State, long pass there from Nick Fitzgerald, playing in more than likely his final game for the Bulldogs. They're now inside the red zone, inside the 5-yard line, down at the 1. So back and forth here in the Outback Bowl, 24-19. But in the Citrus Bowl, 10-7 at halftime, Kentucky leads Penn State. Vlad Hilling. Well, I mean, you could be talking about, Vlad, vodka. That'd be good probably right about now, too, with the way Penn State's been playing in the first half. But Vlad Hilling, one of the kickers Penn State has on the roster, is actually from the local area here, from Hollidaysburg, and he hasn't played at all this season, being a true freshman, but future bright for him and a lot of other true freshmen and incoming freshmen in this year's recruiting class for the Penn State Nittany Lions. So they actually mark Mississippi State down at the 2-yard line. And we'll see what Joe Moorhead draws up here on second and goal. Second and goal from the 2. Moorhead, former offensive coordinator at Penn State after having a head coaching stint at Fordham. So Iowa, team I saw play along with John earlier this season, end of October. They are holding Mississippi State out of the end zone for the time being. Third and goal coming up. Penn State actually defeated Iowa 30-24 in that ball game. End of November, October the 27th. And field actually doesn't look that bad in Tampa for the Outback Bowl here. Normally it's a piece of shit this time of year with the way the South Florida Bulls and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play on it all season long and get it all messed up. So another run there, and Iowa's going to hold Mississippi State to a field goal, it looks like. Joe Moorhead not happy about that, shaking his head. There's actually another bowl game played at Raymond James Stadium there earlier this bowl season as well, the Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl. I'll get to that here in a second. I'll tell you who won that, along with all the other bowl games. Let me get that pulled up for you. And Mississippi State, Jace Chrisman is on to attempt a short field goal. Kick is up and good. 24-22 now. Iowa over Mississippi State. 12:04 to play. So 24-21, almost halftime. LSU leads Central Florida. So UCF actually just scored. The extra point was good. So 24-21 there. In the Fiesta Bowl, Tigers lead the Knights. Hawkeyes lead the Bulldogs here in the Outback Bowl 24-22. And then the Wildcats of Kentucky lead the Penn State Nittany Lions 10-7 at halftime. And then, like I said, Washington and Ohio State later on in the Rose Bowl, along with Texas and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Everything going good on your guys' end. Just wanted to make sure I don't have any technical difficulties going on at the moment. Knock on wood. Hopefully nothing happens here in the second half and I don't have to start up a new stream because I had that happen this past weekend. So knock on wood. Hopefully I don't have any more technical difficulties. But I just want to make sure everything good on the viewers' end. You guys can hear me loud and clear. You can see me moving around. Video quality all good. Just want to make sure. Hit that thumbs up button if so. Also subscribe. Let me know in the chat if you guys have any questions or comments. So 2.5 weeks ago now, Fresno State and Arizona State played in the Las Vegas Bowl. The Bulldogs beat the Sun Devils 31-20. Tulane over the Louisiana Lafayette in the Cure Bowl, also in Orlando at Camping World Stadium, the Citrus Bowl, 41-24. Tulane won that. Utah State won the New Mexico Bowl 52-13 over North Texas. 23-21 on a game-winning field goal for Georgia Southern over Eastern Michigan in the Graycom Media Camellia Bowl. App State team, both me and John saw play earlier this year as well. Week 1, Penn State won in overtime 45-38 over the Mountaineers of Appalachian State. Scott Satterfield actually left to go to Louisville after the season, though. Did not coach in the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, but they did not need him. App State defeated Middle Tennessee State in the New Orleans Bowl 45-13. Then on Tuesday, December 18th, UAB won their first bowl game in program history, defeated Northern Illinois 37-13 in the Cherry Bundy Boca Raton Bowl. The DXL Frisco Bowl, Ohio defeated San Diego State by a score of 27-0. Marshall over South Florida in the Bad Boy Motors Gasparilla Bowl, also here in Tampa, 38-30. The Thundering Herd defeated the Bulls. Florida International then on Friday, December 21st in the Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl. FIU defeated Toledo out of the MAC 35-32. BYU 49-18 over Western Michigan in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl out in Boise on the blue turf. Wake Forest 37-34 over Memphis in the Jared Birmingham Bowl. Memphis head coach Mike Norvell, he might be a name to keep an eye out for West Virginia after Dana Holgorsen is now leaving to go to Houston, surprisingly. He got a 5-year, $20 million deal, I heard. Army, they put up 70 points, won their 11th game of the season. They defeated Houston, Dana Holgerson's new squad, 70-14 in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Troy, 42-32 over Buffalo in the Dollar General Bowl. Neil Brown, also maybe a name to keep an eye out for West Virginia, is Troy's head coach, Neil Brown. 31-14 Louisiana Tech over Hawaii in the Hawaii Bowl. Minnesota 34-10 over Georgia Tech in the Quick Lane Bowl. TCU won in overtime on a game-winning field goal 10-7 over Cal in the Cheez-It Bowl. Boston College and Boise State, they played in the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl in Dallas. Game actually got canceled though this past Wednesday due to lightning. Duke 56-27 over Temple in the Independence Bowl. Wisconsin won the New Era Pinstripe Bowl over Miami 35-3. Mark Richt then retired this past Sunday. They hired Manny Diaz. I was talking about Temple in Florida there earlier. Go back and listen to it. 45-38 for Baylor over Vanderbilt in the Texas Bowl. The Academy Sports and Outdoors Texas Bowl. 45-38 for Matt Rolls. Baylor Bears over James Franklin's former squad, the Vanderbilt Commodores. 45-38 Baylor over Vandy. Washington State 28-26 over Iowa State in the Valero Alamo Bowl. Mike Leach, his name might come up for West Virginia as well. I think he would fit in at West Virginia, to be honest with you. But would he leave Washington State to go to Morgantown? I don't know. Syracuse, speaking of West Virginia, they defeated the Mountaineers 34-18 this past Friday in the Camping World Bowl, also in Orlando at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida at the Citrus Bowl. 24-22 here, Iowa over Mississippi State. Late in the ball game, early fourth quarter, ball at the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10 for Iowa. Trips here to the near side. Nate Stanley, the quarterback for Iowa, screen pass incomplete. Purdue 63-14. They lost to Auburn in the Music City Bowl in Nashville this past Friday. Alabama defeated Oklahoma 45-34. Capital One Orange Bowl. Alabama will now play Clemson after Clemson defeated Notre Dame 30-3 in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Those were the two college football playoff semifinal games. So Alabama Clemson this upcoming Monday in the 2019 college football playoff national championship game. Florida, they defeated Michigan 41-15 in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Virginia, they blanked South Carolina 28-0 in the Belk Bowl. 16-13 in overtime, Nevada over Arkansas State. Northwestern won yesterday 31-20 over Utah in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. 52-13 for Texas A&M over NC State last night as well in the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Michigan State was the other Big Ten team that lost in the Big Ten. So 3-3 for the Big Ten right now, they said. So Michigan State, and Purdue are the three teams that lost. Michigan State was the other team I was thinking of there earlier. And then the three teams that have won for the Big Ten here during bowl season: Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Northwestern there yesterday. So got Penn State playing Kentucky here right now. Iowa leads Mississippi State 24-22. Penn State losing to Kentucky at halftime 10-7. I'm actually going to turn that back on, see if that ball game came back on. And then later on, Rose Bowl, Ohio State, and Washington. So 3-3 for the Big Ten during bowl season right now. Let's see if they can get to 6-3 overall for the 9 teams out of 14 that made bowl games this bowl season. But like I said, 31-20 for Northwestern over Utah yesterday. In the Holiday Bowl, 52-13, Texas A&M over NC State in the Gator Bowl. Oklahoma State held on, defeated Missouri 38-33. What a game that was yesterday in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Cincinnati 35-31 over Virginia Tech in the Military Bowl. And then Stanford defeated Pitt 14-13 in the Sun Bowl. And then Pat Narduzzi's old squad, he was the former defensive coordinator at Michigan State, now the head coach at Pitt. Michigan State lost 7-6 to Oregon in the Red Box Bowl out in Santa Clara there yesterday. So then next Monday as well, like I said, the College Football Playoff National Championship game. Alabama will play Clemson for the 4th consecutive season in the playoff, 3rd time in the past 4 years, though, that these two teams will be meeting in the national championship game. So hopefully that will be a fantastic game come next Monday. I'll be live right here on YouTube doing live reactions, play-by-play of that as well, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button on this video. Go hit the thumbs up button on all the other videos as well. That would be greatly appreciated. Also subscribe to Gridiron Ring right here on YouTube. Like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Cole Hand Luke 96 on social media. Links are in the description below.
How you doing today?
I have a good feeling about you.
Okay, let's see what you got.
I'm Maria Taylor, and we're going to be rolling around the country in this brand new Mercedes-Benz A-Class, crossing a few things off of my college football bucket list.
All right, I got my homeboy, David Pollock. On my bucket list is taking you to eat sweets because I know you haven't touched them in like a decade.
That's your bucket list, not mine.
Hey, Mercedes, show me where the nearest bakery is. Frosting and cupcake.
That's a big bite. That's gonna be a big bite.
Watch the full episode on YouTube. Brought to you, of course, by the Mercedes-Benz A-Class.
The Mercedes-Benz halftime report is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz Vans, the all-new Sprinter, built for you. Championship, Monday on ESPN. Here with that game on Monday night. Actually, the game you're currently watching, the entertaining Citrus Bowl so far to Kentucky and Penn State. Great halftime this
Halftime show, halftime performance going on down in Orlando at the moment in the VRBO Citrus Bowl. So the second half will be starting here very, very soon. Like I said there earlier, you guys hear anything in the background, just some dogs barking. Big dog here laying with me watching the Citrus Bowl, and they're actually showing this halftime halftime show at the moment. Seems like it's a Aretha Franklin tribute of some sort, maybe. I don't know. That's what it sounds like, at least. Yeah, they're singing Franklin, that's for sure. What does that say? Oh, it says respect. Okay. They spelled out respect on the field. Aretha actually just passed away this past summer. And they normally play her at Penn State games during reviews when the previous play is under further review. And then I'm sure they play it elsewhere too, especially Kentucky. Funny story, from what I've heard at least, she would actually stop here in the area, just up the road, whenever she would be touring, coming back from like New York City or somewhere on the East Coast, in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic region. She would stop here in the area before she would head back up to Detroit. So that's sort of cool to think about, I guess. But yeah, halftime here, Citrus Bowl. Kentucky leads Penn State 10-7. Like I was saying there earlier, Penn State special teams obviously got to get that figured out. I wouldn't make a change, not now. I mean, if this was like the 5th or 6th game of the season, yeah, but this is your bowl game. Okay, you don't want to make a change this late. Give whoever you're going to put in the game a ton of pressure, but I think they'll get it figured out. I think it's going to be a fun, exciting second half, and it's going to come down to the wire. And Penn State or Kentucky, one of the two is going to win the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl. So once again, guys, thanks for tuning in and watching my live reactions play-by-play of the Citrus Bowl. Hit the thumbs up button if you think I'm doing a good job. Also subscribe to Gridiron Ring right here on YouTube. This video, live stream reaction video, will actually be uploaded to YouTube after this game gets over. Like I said, dogs barking in the background, that's all that is. So nothing to worry about there. But hopefully I don't have any technical difficulties here coming up in the second half, because it seems like in the games that I've done this past weekend, like I said earlier, the first game was good. I had no problems whatsoever. But in the Alabama-Oklahoma game, oh my God. Guys, enough. Be quiet. Anyways, the Alabama-Oklahoma game and then the Bengals-Steelers and Colts-Titans on Sunday, I had trouble come second half. It would cut out for some reason. I don't know what the hell the problem was. Obviously, I need to get it figured out, but everything's good on my end up until it cuts. And then I have to start it over. So I hate that. It pisses me off. So hopefully I can get it figured out. Hopefully, like I said, knock on wood, it doesn't happen. So we'll see here. If it does, I'll just stop the stream and end up starting a new one. So hopefully we don't miss much during the game if it does happen. Normally when it does happen, it does it at the perfect time, because not a lot happens during the meantime, whether it's a commercial break or maybe just a couple running plays and whoever has the ball punts. So not really a whole lot there, like I said, as we come back from halftime now to begin the second half in the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl. Penn State, Kentucky. Kentucky leads 10-7. Trace McSorley there on the sideline. Looks like he's banged up a little bit, playing in his final game for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Laura Rutledge says that he is fine. Yeah, you got to play good defense. You got to stop Kentucky. Come on. Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah, you got to catch the ball. You can't let it hit your hands and drop it. You can't let it hit your chest and drop it. You guys have had, what, almost a month to prepare for this game. Penn State will kick off. Kentucky will receive the second half kick after they kicked off to begin the game. So Kentucky will be going left to right across your television screen, radio dial. And Rafael Checa on to kick off for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Obviously, probably just some neighbors. That's what I'm thinking it is, at least, with it being the holiday season. But hopefully they be quiet here sometime soon. Obviously, I get it. Dogs are going to bark, but once they get going, they don't stop for some reason. So, flag on the play. Kick goes out of bounds on the kickoff, so McSorley getting stretched out there on the sideline. And that's not the start Penn State wanted for the second half here, because they'll give Kentucky some damn good field position now. Penn State, as I said, they kicked off out of bounds, and Kentucky will have the ball at the 35-yard line now. So Wilson and Benny Snell on the field for the Wildcats of Kentucky from Lexington, and they finished 9-3 this season in the SEC. Had some big wins, had some key losses though. And Benny Snell gets the carry up the far sideline, missed tackle. He hurdles a guy and gets out of bounds. And once again, not to start Penn State once here on the opening drive for Kentucky here in the second half, but a huge gain by the Kentucky Wildcats on the first play of the second half. Come on. Play better defense, guys. Let's go. So 1st and 10 from the 33. Pitch play out to the left. Oh, yeah, that's not good whatsoever. And it looks like it's giving me some problems now here on my end. Speak of the devil, it seems like it's buffering here on my laptop as I'm watching the playback, seeing all the comments and whatnot come through. But everything's good on my phone at the moment, so knock on wood, hopefully it continues this way the rest of the ball game. So Wilson rolls out, pass complete at the first down marker, and maybe a targeting there on number 6, Cam Brown for Penn State. That sucks. If it's not one thing, it's another. We're going in the wrong direction for the Penn State Nittany Lions here in the second half. Rolling on the field is a completed catch, personal foul, targeting on number 6 for Penn State on Bowden, number 1 of Kentucky. Yeah, that's Cam Brown. They should review it to make sure it is a targeting. And yeah, that does look like that's targeting. He did lead with his head, and there was 2 flags right there immediately. So yeah, he's probably going to be done. But then this season will be over, so he won't have to sit out the first half of the first game next season, I don't believe. Maybe. We'll have to find out and see. But yeah, with it being the last game, I don't believe he'll have to sit out the first half of the first game next season. Now, if this was the final game of the season, regular season, and this happened in the second half, he would have had to sit out the first half of the bowl game if they were eligible for a bowl game. So we'll see what they decide after review here during this commercial break. So thanks for tuning in and watching my live reactions play of the Citrus Bowl between Penn State and Kentucky. Comments, greatly appreciated. Drop those in chat. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also, like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, GoHand Luke96, on social media. Links are in the description below.
Welcome to the Chipotle Free Delivery Bowl. But don't just watch the bowl, order the bowl. Get free delivery on the bowl. Then eat that delicious bowl. Order now and get free delivery for a limited time.
When your skin is feeling dry and crinkly, time for Gold Bond Healing Lotion. Penetrates 10 surface layers deep with 7 moisturizers, 3 vitamins. Skin is nourished, healed, healthy looking. Gold Bond Healing. Ultimate lotion, ultimate skin.
However you do delivery, earn 3x points for ordering in, and many of your favorite things.
27-22 now, Iowa leads Mississippi State. Halftime 24-21 LSU over Central Florida. And then 10-7 here during commercial break. Kentucky leads Penn State. Targeting call on the field for Penn State. So we'll see what they decide after review, like I said.
Call USAA to start saving on insurance today. Next Tuesday, TV's #1 new comedy returns. It's Game On. I'll call you if I need you.
You left your phone by the bike.
Exactly. Connors, new next Tuesday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
And number 6.
Cam Brown is disqualified, targeting on the call, and that was a good call. Obviously, you can't lead with a crown your helmet anymore, and yeah, obviously that sucks because that's a 15-yard penalty too, and Kentucky's going to be inside the 15-yard line now with a first down, and Penn State also loses a player, so 1st and 10 from the 11. And Wilson, he's going to get almost sacked. Ends up throwing it away out of bounds. Yeah, that was a good call. That was a good call. I thought it was a good call, at least. Obviously, he's pissed off about that, and rightfully so, but just make a clean tackle. Just make a clean tackle. Everything will be all right, but he's done for the day now. Kentucky 2nd and 10 from the 11. Kentucky, it looked like they were running a Tim Tebow hot pass on the previous play, but Wilson ended up throwing it away. Wilson, quarterback keeper, he's going to be tackled at the 2-yard line. Nick Scott on the tackle. Going to be 3rd and short from the 2. Third and 1 from the 2. That's a long one. Give to Snell. That's a hold on number 83 on John Reed. Come on, call it. Touchdown Kentucky, though, Benny Snell. That's another missed penalty. Come on. 16-7, though. Jesus Christ, come on. That was clearly a hold. Oh, he should have got it, but he didn't. Nothing you can do about it now, obviously. Extra point. Up and good. 17-7, Kentucky leads Penn State. 12:38 to play in the 3rd quarter. Jesus Christ.
You know, they looked at that stat sheet and said, not enough. Mark Stoops said we need some better starters. That means some early plays. That means QB counter. It also means your best player cannot leave this building today without as many touches as possible. As great as Josh Allen is on the defensive side, it's that guy in a lot of ways who's the personality of this team.
Kentucky kicks off. Penn State going right to left. Touchback. Penn State will have the ball at the 25-yard line. And it doesn't look like Trace McSorley is going to be playing here in the second half.
Quarterback Trace McSorley okay to come back into this game, but he just threw his helmet on the sideline. He's been limping around. His right leg seems to be injured. They tried to stretch it out. And interestingly enough, Sean Clifford, the redshirt freshman quarterback out of Cincinnati, has been throwing on the sideline. Be interesting to see what we see here from him.
All right. Let's go, Clifford. Sean Clifford, the big red dog in the game for Penn State at the 25-yard line. Trace McSorley injured. Leg injury. Handoff. Miles Sanders breaks a tackle, gets out to the 31. Get the run game established, open up the play action with Clifford downfield, get some big plays here in the third quarter, get back in this ball game, and play good defense in the fourth, and hopefully, make some more good play calls. And then going to run Wildcat. Fake the give to Clifford. Sanders keeps it for himself, gets a first down out to the 37. And at that point, hopefully, get yourself back in the ball game, and being within reach to win. So McSorley, he started his career in a bowl game, the Gator Bowl in 2016, January 2nd, 2016, 2015 season. It was actually Christian Hackenberg's last year. Hack actually went down early in the first half versus Georgia. This was right before, they had just hired Kirby Smart. Mark Rick had just left. He actually just got fired, went to Miami. He actually just retired from Miami the other day. So Kirby Smart was there, but he wasn't coaching Georgia. Georgia ended up winning the Gator Bowl 24-17 over Penn State. But then that's where McSorley started. That's how he started playing for Penn State. And now, a couple years later, 16 season, 17 season, 18 season he played. All-time winningest quarterback in Penn State history. He goes down with an injury. And now Sean Clifford comes in. So history repeating itself here today for Penn State. Clifford airing it out. Pass overthrown intended for Jahan Dotson here to the near side. Third and 10. Third and 10 for a backup quarterback, Sean Clifford. Penn State's 0 of 8 so far on third down. 4 wide, running back Miles Sanders to the right of Clifford, or to the left, excuse me. And Clifford, he's going to air it out. He's going to get sacked back at the 32-yard line. Good God. Can you guys still hear me, see me? Video quality all good? So make sure. Fourth and 15. Blake Gillikin on to punt once again for Penn State. He gets it up and away. Good punt. Bounces at the 22. Kentucky fields at the 15. Bowden. Maybe a block in the back. Missed tackle. Cuts across field. Another missed tackle. Lamont Wade finally brings him down to the 25-yard line. We're going to turn Iowa, Mississippi State on. See what's going on in the Outback Bowl. 27-22 Iowa leads Mississippi State. 2 minutes to play. And Iowa has the football. But they punt. So Mississippi State getting it back. That might have touched the returner. Iowa down to the 31-yard line. So Mississippi State, they'll have 2:22. 1 timeout. They're down 5. They have 22 points on the board. 27-22 Iowa. They need a touchdown to win. I think I will probably keep this on until this is over. We'll see, depending on what happens on this drive. And then I'll turn the Penn State-Kentucky game back on. Nick Fitzgerald, hell of a game. Does have 2 picks, but he has over 100 yards passing and over 100 yards rushing, a touchdown apiece. So trips here to the near side for MSU. The Mississippi State Bulldogs out of Stark Vegas. Pass complete at the 35. And gonna get a couple more yards there after the missed tackle. 37-yard line, it looks like, for Mississippi State and Nick Fitzgerald. Joe Moorhead in his first season at the helm. as I said, former Fordham head coach, also maroon and white, and then was the offensive coordinator at Penn State the past 2 years before taking the Mississippi State job this past offseason. So, screen pass up top to the far side, complete. First down, Mississippi State. Under 2 minutes to play. Iowa still has all 3 timeouts. Ball at the 45-yard line. They need to score. Mississippi State does. They need to score to win. If I were Joe Moorhead, and Joe Moorhead's a good play caller, I think he knows what the hell he's doing. At least he should know what the hell he's doing. He got the head coaching job at Fordham for a reason, then the offensive coordinator job at Penn State for a reason, and then the Mississippi State job, head coaching job in Starkville for a reason as well. Incomplete pass at the first down marker, so 2nd and 10 coming up from the 45 once again. But if I were Joe Moorhead, I'm taking as much time as I can off this clock, getting downfield, getting a couple more first downs, getting downfield, and scoring very, very late with little time remaining. Give Iowa basically no chance at that point to be able to field the ball and run a couple plays to be able to score. But if they score Mississippi State and only kick a field goal, or an extra point, 7 points added on from 22, that's 29. It'd be 29-27. Mississippi State would be smart to go for 2, because then that would make it a 3-point ball game. If you do score, give Iowa some time. Iowa, 3 timeouts. They could drive downfield, kick a field goal, tie it up at 30 if Mississippi State makes the 2-point conversion and then force overtime. If Mississippi State does not get it, it'd still be up 1 if they score. Pass complete over the middle. Another first down at the 36-yard line. So Mississippi State in rhythm now, moving downfield, 1:15 to play. If they score, don't get it, it'd be 28-27. They still give Iowa some time, 3 timeouts. Iowa can still drive downfield and kick a game-winning field goal at that point. Then in Iowa, they have some damn good kickers, as normally the best kickers in the nation come from the Midwest, from the cornfields of either Iowa or Nebraska. So 1:04 to play, incomplete pass from Mississippi State, 2nd and 10 coming up from the 37-yard line. Some subs coming in for the Bulldogs. Once again, 1 timeout remaining for Mississippi State, down 5 to Iowa, 27-22. Hawkeyes all 3 timeouts, 1:04 to play in the 2019 Outback Bowl, the first football game in the 2019 campaign. I'll turn Penn State, Kentucky on here once this game wraps. Penn State was losing 17-7. 3 wide up top. Mississippi State, Nick Fitzgerald almost gets sacked, pass down the far sideline, incomplete, tad high for his intended target. Under a minute to play now, 3rd and 10. Here comes your ball game, folks. The next couple of plays, this game is going to be over. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching live reactions play-by-play of Penn State, Kentucky. Checking in on the Outback Bowl at the moment. We'll get back to the Citrus Bowl here within the next couple seconds as well. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit the thumbs up button if you think I'm doing a good job. Chat, questions, and comments, greatly appreciated as well. So 3rd and 10 for Mississippi State. Fitzgerald and shotgun running back to his right. Mississippi State going left to right, wearing their road uniforms. Iowa looking like the Pittsburgh Steelers in their black and yellow jerseys. And screen pass up top. And gain of about 5 yards on 3rd and 10. But that's going to bring up 4th and 5. You cannot spike it. It is 4th down. 45 seconds to play and counting. Here's your ball game. They got to get a first down to keep this drive going. If not, Iowa will win. That's good for the Big Ten. I'll take it. I'll take the loss in my predictions. I actually picked Mississippi State over Iowa unexpectedly, I think, according to a lot of people. Here's your ball game. Fitzgerald passes incomplete. Iowa's going to win 27-22 over Mississippi State in the 2019 Outback Bowl. So that's good for the Big Ten bowl-wise. I respect Iowa a lot. I respect Kirk Ferentz as a head coach as well. But Kentucky, they have the ball. It is going to be 2nd down after a completion. Going to be about 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats, up 10, 17-7 on Penn State. Chase McSorley talking to some family members. I think he's done for the day. He was relaying the message. I believe that is his younger sister, so they could tell, so she could tell his parents, their parents, my mother and father. So from the 49, Wilson pass up top, bubble screen complete to Bowden. He gets a first down. 6 minutes and about 45 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. of the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl. Kentucky leads by 10, as I said, 17-7 over the Penn State Nittany Lions. Questions and comments greatly appreciated. Ball at the 41-yard line. Kentucky going left to right, going towards the Penn State end zone. And trips here to the near side. Wilson, bubble screen out here to Bowden once again, near side. Stiff arm on Jan Johnson. He gets the first down, pushed out of bounds about the 20-yard line, and then gets pushed into some people there on the sideline. Takes a young lady out. He's saying he's sorry. Hopefully she's all right. She's saying she is. She got drilled. She's obviously in shock right now. They're going to sit her down there on the sideline. Obviously just got the wind knocked out of her. She's a little shook up, but yeah. Going to be a 15-yard personal foul as well. Late head out of bounds on Penn State. Yeah, she got speared there, it looked like, by Bowden. See a Saquon Barkley jersey there on the sideline as well. Saquon Barkley actually going to be playing in the Pro Bowl in a couple weeks. Also here at Camping World Stadium and the Citrus Bowl down in Orlando, Florida, the same place this game is taking place at today. So first and 10 for Kentucky after the 15-yard late hit out of bounds penalty. They lead by 10, 17-7, 6:05 to play in the third. Kentucky in pistol. Ball at the 11-yard line. Handoff to Benny Snell, down at the 5-yard line. Kentucky scores again. It's going to be tough for Penn State to come back down 24-7. Yeah, if I'm Kentucky, I'm running the ball. I'm taking as much time as I can off the clock. We have gone final in Tampa. The Outback Bowl, Iowa wins 27-22. Iowa, 9-win season once again under Kirk Ferentz. Mississippi State falls to 8-5 with the loss. 31-21 LSU over Central Florida. 12 minutes to play in the third. And then the Rose Bowl later on, along with the Sugar Bowl. Another handoff, direct snap actually this time around on 2nd and 5. Gain of about 2. 3rd and short coming up for Kentucky. Kentucky about to beat Penn State. More than likely, yes, because they're playing better football here today in the Citrus Bowl versus the Nittany Lions. But hey, you win some, you lose some. Game not over by any means, though. Only 4:40 to play in the third, so about 20 minutes of game time left with the fourth quarter still upon us. It ain't over until it's over, until there's triple zeros on the clock at the end of the game. Kentucky reverse there. Going to be stuffed back at the 11-yard line, so Penn State forces Kentucky to kick a field goal. Good stop there on defense by the Nittany Lions. Thank you for the questions and comments, guys. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe to Gridiron Ring right here on YouTube. Miles Butler on to attempt another field goal. 1 of 1 already today. Hit from 28, another short field goal. This time almost blocked, but it's up and good. 20-7 now. Kentucky leads Penn State. 3:48 to play in the third quarter. So we'll see who's winning. It looks like Trace McSorley's done. What a shitty way to go out in your final game getting injured, but hey, nothing you can do about it if you get hurt. Winter Classic 2-2 just started the third period. Bruins and Blackhawks from Notre Dame. And shot, another shot on goal. Nope. So we'll see what's going on in the Fiesta Bowl. It was 31-21. I looked. So now it's just ABC, ESPN, and NBC to keep an eye out on. Just not no more ESPN2 with the Outback Bowl being over. So LSU looked like they scored once again. Well, they did just a moment ago. 31-21 still. So 12 and a half to play in the third quarter. And Central Florida has the ball going right to left. But Citrus Bowl, turn that back on. Penn State will be getting the ball back. Sean Clifford looks like his journey is beginning at quarterback for Penn State. Sean Clifford, the big red dog, and we'll see what he can do. He's 0 for, I believe, 2 or 3 passing wise today. 0 of 2 is what I have. So, obviously, like I said, you got to run the game, run the ball, get the running game going with Miles Sanders and Ricky Slade, especially with a backup quarterback. You got to do that to begin with, though. Get the play action pass open downfield. But with a backup quarterback, you got to get the running game going with your running backs to open up the play action downfield. With Sean Clifford, a quarterback who has a cannon of an arm. So hopefully, as we move forward here, Penn State can get something going here late third quarter, early fourth, and then in the fourth to come back and get back in this ball game to potentially beat Kentucky, but it's not looking like that at the moment. Kentucky leads 20-7, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, you hate to lose your bowl game. You never want to see a team get blown out or whatever the case may be. You just never want to lose your bowl game. Penn State on the verge of the third straight 10-win season. I believe that'd be the first time in program history is what they're saying, but I know for a fact Penn State's had more than three straight 10-win seasons before under Joe Paterno back in the day. So just showing some highlights of the Citrus Bowl parade and the pep rallies and whatnot from the past week as these teams have been down in Orlando and in the state of Florida since right after Christmas, as today is New Year's 2019, New Year's Day, January 1st, 2019. So thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links are in the description below. Trace McSorley does look like he's coming back in the ball game, does put his helmet on, so we'll get to see some more of him. Hopefully he can get something going here in the third quarter. 3:48 to play. Kentucky kicks off. Penn State going to field it about a yard shy in the end zone. KJ Hamler on the return, fields it and returns it out to about the 29-yard line. So that's where Penn State will have the ball. That's where it's going to be spotted at for Trace McSorley and company as they begin their next drive. A flag on the play, though. There's his dad, Rick. Yeah, Trace is hurt. Kentucky knows it. Obviously, they want the best for him for the future. Could very well be playing in the NFL next year. But Trace McSorley, says he is good to go. Penalty on the flag, or penalty on the play. Flag on the play. And good field position here for Penn State after the penalty, the dirty laundry there on Kentucky. Check in on social media here. Shared a tweet. Antonio Brown has requested a trade. This is coming from Jason La Confora. Antonio Brown has requested a trade. I'm told, and I quote, Antonio Brown has requested a trade. I'm told it was not a demand, but he has asked to be dealt. Very unlikely Rooney. Okay, Brown has issues with Tomlin and Ben Roethlisberger. Feels like the coach is too aligned with the quarterback. Well, Big Ben Roethlisberger is obviously the quarterback of the future still for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, hey, Steelers don't put up with this kind of shit. They got rid of Santonio Holmes, even though he won them the Super Bowl 43. So, Antonio Brown, you won out. They'll easily get rid of your ass too. 1st and 10, Penn State, past midfield now, 44-yard line. And McSorley looking to throw. He's going to run it. No, he's going to throw at the line of scrimmage. Pass intercepted the 10-yard line. Both Jawan Johnson and Nick Bowers, 84 and 83 in the area. And then McSorley gets leveled on the block. Got a flag on the play, maybe a block in the back. Kentucky talking a lot of smack. It's going to be getting chippy here. He underthrew him. If Clifford would have been in there, I bet he probably would have made that throw. But with an injured quarterback, McSorley can't even throw downfield, you know, to begin with, it seems like. Remember the one game, the Michigan State game? They threw a Hail Mary at the end of the game from like midfield. He didn't even get it to the 20-yard line, for God's sakes. So he doesn't really have the arm strength. Interception. First down, Kentucky. So another mistake there by Penn State. Interception by McSorley now. Really, really sucks. And he had both Johnson and Bowers downfield. And he just underthrew him because he doesn't have the arm strength. He never has. He hasn't. He's a dual threat quarterback, yeah. And then there's the block on McSorley. Yeah, that was a clean block. That wasn't no dirty play. 2:32 to play in the third. Kentucky leads 20-7. They have the ball once again. Big Blue Nation taking over. Come on, guys. First and 10 from the 34 for Kentucky going left to right. Koa Farmer coming on the blitz, it looks like. And Bowden makes the catch. Cuts upfield, cuts across field. Missed tackle. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds. He runs into a cameraman. And no flag on the play for a late hit. But another huge play for the Kentucky Wildcats as they're inside the red zone once again. Penn State just can't stop them on defense. They just can't. Missed tackles. Too many mistakes on special teams and turnover-wise as well. A couple late hits. A couple stupid penalties. Just, they can't run the ball. McSorley hurt. They can't get anything going whatsoever. 2 minutes to play in the third. Kentucky's, about the 10-yard line? Yeah, ball at the 10-yard line, 1st and 10. 1st and goal. Whistle. Maybe a timeout. Previous plays under further review. See if he stepped out of bounds earlier than where they marked him out at. Mark Stoops all right with that. We'll have to see the replay if he did. There's too many missed tackles. Too many just stupid mistakes, costly mistakes. Just keep shooting yourself in the foot. Obviously, you're not going to win if you keep shooting yourself in the foot. So,
Imagine it. Then study it.
nothing I can do, obviously. Nothing any of us can do other than the players on the field. The coaches coach, but the players play. So,
Talk with him, share it with her. Try it over here. Bring it over there.
it's not like Penn State or the Steelers, for that matter, have lost a bowl game or missed out on the playoffs before. So, like I said, it is what it is when it's all said and done. And, yeah, it sucks, but you get over it. Big Ten commercial that we've seen all season long. I only normally see these during football season. Big Life, Big Stage, Big 10, 24-21, LSU over Central Florida. Studio update, though. This is the touchdown pass from Joe Burrow a moment ago. And it's still 31-21 LSU on top of Central Florida. And the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, 6:49 to play in the third quarter. Trace McSorley's foot is broken. Penn State career is over. That is from Ben Jones. He tweeted that out 7 minutes ago. And That is a good source. Greg Pickle as well. Penn State said Trace McSorley has a broken right foot, but is returning to the game anyway after Kentucky penalty. Lions get the ball at the 40-yard line. Well, he just threw the interception. So Kentucky has the ball. They're reviewing the previous play of the long big play there from Benny Snell, or from Terry Bowden. Or not Terry Bowden, Bowden Jr., the wide receiver for Kentucky. So the ruling on the field, ball carrier down at the 8, but it's under review just to make sure he didn't step out of bounds earlier. But looks like it's going to be Sean Clifford, unless McSorley wants to go the rest of the way. But 4-yard difference, they bring it back, so it is reversed. The play on the call on the field is reversed. So they mark him back at the 12-yard line, not the 8, and they take a second off the clock, 1:52 to go in the third. But McSorley, his foot is broken, and his career at Penn State is officially over, unless, like I said, he wants to play the rest of the game. But yeah, swear jar is right. Yep. If you play the ball, you better have help. Yep. Total meltdown by Penn State. Just some tweets coming in from some people I follow on Twitter. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter at CoolHandLuke96. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for Kentucky. And Benny Snell gets the carry right up the gut. Touchdown Kentucky. 26-7 Wildcats on top of the Nittany Lions. This ball game more than likely over with 1:35 to play in the third quarter. 2-2 in the Winter Classic. Bruins and Blackhawks tied, 11 minutes to go. 31-21 LSU on top of Central Florida. Just come on. Just absolutely pathetic. Like I said, though, costly mistakes. If you shoot yourself in the foot, you don't deserve to win. You don't. And obviously Penn State, they have shot themselves in the foot. I don't know how many times, too many to count now. They're down 20 points, 3 touchdowns, 27-7 to Kentucky. And it is Snell, yeah, for Kentucky here today in the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl versus Penn State. Now there is 16 minutes and 35 seconds of game time remaining, with the 1:35 in the third and then 15 minutes in the fourth quarter to play. So Penn State still could come back and win, and, you know, knock on wood, hopefully they do. Pray to the heavens. But this game, like I said, more than likely over. And Kentucky will be your Citrus Bowl champions. Just a disappointing ending to the season with the way Penn State was playing all year long. Started out, 4-0, beat App State in overtime, demolished Pitt on the road. Kent State went on the road on a Friday night and beat Illinois. And then they lose by a point because they can't, he shows off his tattoo, Benny Snell. The Snell, yeah, as Kentucky kicks off. You had a easy win versus Ohio State because Buckeyes weren't playing their best football that game, but you couldn't find a way to finish. So they lose that. They come off the bye then 2 weeks later. They find a way to lose to Michigan State. Michigan State scored with about 20 seconds to go. Benny Snell gets one of the balls, one of the game balls. I believe that was from his touchdown run. He is now the all-time leadingest rusher in Kentucky football history. So who's in at quarterback for Penn State? Hamler in motion. And Trace McSorley still in. Hamler gets the carry. He gets 12 yards, first down. What was I saying? Totally lost my train of thought again. What the hell was I saying? Let me know in the chat if you guys remember. I'll remember it here in a second anyway. At least, hope I will. Oh, Penn State season. Okay, then they beat Indiana the week later. Beat Iowa. Then they go on the road, get demolished by Michigan. That game changed. It was the blocked field goal that got called back. It was the blocked field goal return for a touchdown that got called back due to a penalty. That's where the game really changed, because it was 7-0 at that point. They ended up losing 42-7. So pass near side here. Cam, Sullivan, Brown. Oh, that's Justin Shorter, excuse me. Justin Shorter is number 6. Cam Sullivan-Brown is number 81 for Penn State. So 1st and 10 from the 49. McSorley pass incomplete, intended for Justin Shorter once again. So 2 number 6s for Penn State. The other on defense, Cam Brown. He got ejected earlier due to targeting. So not the same player, different player. End of the 3rd, nearing 21 seconds to go. Penn State losing 27-7 to the Kentucky Wildcats. 49-yard line, 2nd and 10, 4 wide. Pat Fryermuth, tight end in motion, lines up for the line of scrimmage. McSorley gets a snap. Give to Ricky Slade. He gets about 7 yards on the carry. Penn State going right to left. That'll more than likely be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And indeed, it will be 27-7 at the end of the 3rd. Kentucky leads Penn State in the VRBO Citrus Bowl. Then a week later, Penn State, they beat Wisconsin, who won the New Era Pinstripe Bowl over Miami last Thursday, 35-3. Mark Richt then retired. So you have Benny Snell set Kentucky career rushing yards record on that touchdown run to give the Wildcats a 20-point lead, 27-7 at the end of the 3rd. Then Penn State, they defeat Rutgers, barely, and then they beat Maryland. They haven't played since Saturday, November 24th, and they're playing today, January 1st, 2019. So obviously they lose today. It's the 2018 season still, but not the way you want to start the new year off, with a loss. But next year's team will be totally different than this year's team. So future's still bright, but I mean, hell, they could still come back, like I said. And like I said, pray to the heavens, hopefully they do. That'd be nice, but I said, highly doubt that they will. Kentucky is more than likely going to win the Citrus Bowl here today over Penn State. Whether it be 27-7, 27-34, whatever the final score ends up being. So Kentucky's probably going to end up winning. So like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. You think I'm doing a good job, guys, hit the thumbs up button. Chat, questions, and comments also greatly appreciated.
With a December to remember. Find the gift that keeps on giving at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. With the Capital One Venture Card, you'll earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. Not just the airline purchases. Think about all the double miles you could be earning.
Holy moly, that's a lot of miles!
What's in your wallet?
Wednesday, January 9th.
I'm throwing the wedding of the century.
It's 2 huge events.
What?
Starting with a Beth-Zilla wedding.
Why is there a middle-aged blonde lady between the bride and groom?
I think you know why, Bill.
Then, producers from the Goldbergs spin off into the 1990-something comedy School.
I'm the new music teacher.
You're wearing 2 different shoes.
Shut up, nerd. No, not nerd. Value student.
Goldbergs and the premiere of School.
Oh, that's what's his name.
ABC.
He's hilarious. I'll show it. What's that guy's name?
Toyotathon are counting down.
I'll have to think. He played in Ladies Man.
Like the
Oh. He played in Benchwarmers too.
Sporty Camry and more.
Oh, what's his name?
And that means huge year-end savings for a very
If you guys know, if you're watching this back or watching at the moment, the African-American actor played the lead role in Ladies Man, and he played in the Benchwarmers. He was the coach for the team that had the adult thinking he was, or saying he was 13 years old, and he was drunk. What the hell is that guy's name in real life? But he's playing in this new show coming up in a couple weeks. Did Franklin ask Tomlin to coach today? Penn State is flat, not ready. James has no idea how to coach a bowl game. That is absolutely correct. Couldn't agree more.
We are family owned. We are Parco.
Yeah, obviously not the way you want your bowl game to go. Penn State shut out in the 1st and 3rd quarters. Scored a touchdown there in the 2nd, but Kentucky put up 10 in the 1st and 17 points in the 3rd quarter. And that's why they lead right now over the Penn State Nittany Lions, 27-7. And Trace McSorley, even with a broken foot, still playing. So kudos to him in his final game. Third down, third and about 4. Handoff to fake the give to number 4, Ricky Slade. McSorley keeps it, gets the first down. I don't know how the hell he's still walking and running and moving around in the pocket, looking to throw downfield with a broken foot. There's no way in hell I'd be able to do that. But you got to play through the pain. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. 1st and 10 from the 36. McSorley gonna pump fake, slide into the 28-yard line. Gonna be second and about 3. That's a long 4. Okay, they say second and 3. Handoff, fake the give to Ricky Slade once again. McSorley airing it out. Pass complete to DeAndre Tompkins at the 5-yard line. Penn State inside the red zone at the 5. 1st and goal. 14-12 to play. 3 timeouts remaining for both teams. Ricky Slade gets the carry. Looks like he gets in the end zone. No, they're going to mark him out of bounds about the half-yard line. Knock the pylon down, but does not get in the end zone. Going to be second and goal from the half-yard line for the Penn State Nittany Lions, down 20, 27-7. Ricky Slade in motion, fake the give to him. Trace McSorley keeps it, and he walks in the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State, 27-13, pending the extra point by Jake Pinniger. 13:37 to go. 2-score ball game. They're still in this. Let's go. Three-two Bruins on top of the Blackhawks. Pinniger extra point. Up and good. 27-14. Kentucky leads Penn State here early in the 4th quarter.
You haven't seen the sun in like forever, so you search for a beach vacation. Sunny beaches, sandy beaches, big beaches, small beaches, until you're lost, searching for surfing dogs. But then you find VRBO, and they search millions of homes to find you the perfect beach house, where you all find your own rooms and a grill bigger than your kitchen back home.
Okay, yeah, that report about Antonio Brown that I talked about earlier is true. Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown asked to be traded, so if he wants to trade, to get rid of him. The Pittsburgh Steelers are like the Kardashians. A whole lot of drama, and then they get smashed on camera. That's awful. The collapse begins for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, collapse begins. I mean, you're not really a true Steeler fan then. If you... I mean, like I said, I know what I said there about Antonio Brown, but if he wants traded, trade him. Get something in return for him while you can, but don't say it's the collapse, the beginning of the collapse. Like, there's other players that can step up, next man up. And, like, next year, obviously, going to be 10 times different than this year for both Penn State and Pittsburgh Steelers. So, just like it is for any team, it's different year in and year out. Every team's different. But, yeah. Just because you like Brown and he says he wants traded, I mean, you can get traded along with him. First and 10 for Kentucky at the 19. Handoff. Tackled by number 11, Micah Parsons. Tariq Castro Fields, number 5, also in the area. So 2nd and 6 from the 23. Hopefully you guys can still hear me and see me. Video quality hopefully is great on your end. Let me know in the chat. 2nd and 6, 23-yard line. Hopefully I don't have any technical difficulties here coming up. Another give and another tackle by the Penn State defense. Garrett Taylor, number 17, on the tackle. And Benny Snell not in the game at the moment for Kentucky. Nice tackle there by number 13, Ellis Brooks. Penn State defense stuffs Kentucky. Kentucky's going to punt. Penn State getting the ball back. Need a quick score. Play more defense. Get the ball back late. Score again. Maybe win this game 28-27. Let's go. So Kentucky punts. Penn State going left to right. Ball bounces around the 40-yard line. That's where Kentucky's going to down it at. So it's going to be 1st and 10. 60 yards to go for Penn State to hit pay dirt. Down 13, 27-14 to Kentucky.
Popeye's $3.99 chicken and a biscuit. I can't explain it, it's delicious. This makes no sense. Get more than you paid for with 3 pieces and a biscuit for just $3.99.
What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great clips. It's gonna be great.
Cheese's snacks are the most satisfying combination of crunch with cheese, with their delicious perfection. Cheese. It's not all about you, cheese.
You think I have a mouth? I'm a wheel of cheese.
Got a point.
Yeah. Cheesy, cheesy, crunchy satisfaction.
I can deduct this, right?
Excuse me, stuck?
Yeah, I'm not stuck.
Let's say you were. H&R Block Online has experts standing by.
So I can chat with them?
Yeah, but you're not stuck.
But if I was?
They can even see your screen to help you.
This screen?
Mm-hmm. They can even review your entire online return.
Wow, that's amazing.
High five. I don't think that's gonna work. Expert help when you need it with H&R Block Online. In person or online, Block has your back.
This season, keep your stories interessante, just like those Aggies, the only beer used to water every college football field.
Les Miles still in the Dos Equis commercials, even though he's the new head football coach at Kansas now.
Charging you excess fees, making you wait in line, keeping billions of dollars of your interest. They've been treating you like you're lucky to have them. That's not right. Show them who's the boss of your money. You. Better is out there. Ally. Do it right.
Split-second decision. I can't get past this. Could cost him his life. I don't got it, brother. You kill him. The Rookie returns Tuesday, January 8th on ABC. Congratulations to this year's recipients of the ROTC Senior of the Year Award presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Kirsten Cullinan of Notre Dame, Brett Smith of Virginia Tech. Yeah, they're slackers. Brett's a physics major leadership. And Kirsten
So Penn State has the ball, down 2 scores, 27-14, 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, 11:24 to play. McSorley looking to throw, getting pressured. He's going to be sacked back to the 33-yard line. Josh Allen on the sack. Good God. (34-24) now LSU on top of Central Florida. Screen pass in the flat here on the near side of Miles Sanders, loss of 3. So what, 3rd and 15, if not more? 3rd and 20 maybe? I'll have stats of this game after it's over. 3rd and 18 from the 32, 10:30 to play. Sorley drop back, passes complete. Dotson past midfield, gets tackled at the 44-yard line. Good route there by Jahan Dotson. Nice throw there. Nice dump off throw by McSorley. McSorley stepping up near side here, far sideline, or near sideline. Pass complete to Pat Fryermuth, 87, complete. 1st and 10, inside the red zone now. 2 big plays in a row. 3rd one's a charm, put it in the end zone. Ball at the 24-yard line, just on the outside of the red zone. Timeout maybe? Kentucky player. That's Josh Allen, number 41. Kentucky player down injured. So 9:43 to play. Momentum starting to change hands from Kentucky to Penn State. Hopefully that stays true here when they come back from commercial and Penn State can put it in the end zone, get the ball back after they play good defense, maybe even get a turnover, pick six, scoop and score, fumble, whatever the case may be. If not, play good defense, get the ball back on offense, go down the field and score again, give Kentucky very little time to get back on field and drive down and be able to take a game-winning field goal or another touchdown. And then Penn State would win the game 28-27 at that point. But it's 27-14 at the moment. We'll see what happens here in the final 9.5 minutes of the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl. So thanks for tuning in and watching. Thanks for watching my live reactions play-by-play of Penn State and Kentucky. If you guys got questions and comments, let me know in the chat. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And also be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring on social media. All the links are in the description below.
Mix your choice of 2 favorites on the remixed 2 for $5 mix and match deal.
Have you ever worked for Dr. Francis? Oh, yeah. He's okay.
Just okay?
Guess who just got reinstated? Well, not officially.
That's...
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's
Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, like I said, just be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Especially subscribe to Gridiron Ring right here on YouTube. You can also follow GridRing18 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and Cool Hand Luke96 myself on Twitter. Commercial break at the moment. Penn State has the ball, moving downfield. They're down 27-14 in the Citrus Bowl. But it looks like they're going to be putting more points on the board here very, very soon. At least that's what I'm hoping. And then 34-24, LSU leads Central Florida in the Fiesta Bowl, and then it's Rose Bowl later on, Sugar Bowl later on as well, and then Iowa defeated Mississippi State earlier, 27-22 in the Outback Bowl, and then it was 3-2 the Bruins over the Blackhawks in the Winter Classic last I checked. So they'll probably be winning that game on the road, outdoors, Winter Classic game at Notre Dame Stadium. So let's see if the Winter Classic will ever come to Happy Valley here at Beaver Stadium. Maybe a game between the Pittsburgh Penguins and Philadelphia Flyers, as Happy Valley, Beaver Stadium, State College, Pennsylvania, in the middle of the state, the central part of the state, central Pennsylvania. Yeah, Pittsburgh, western part of the state, Philly, not the 76ers, the Flyers, in the eastern part of the state. So McSorley keeps it for himself, runs out of bounds, just hurdles the guardrail on the sideline, and that's very impressive, especially with him having a broken foot. But he gets a couple inside the red zone now, pushed out of bounds at the 18-yard line. And it's about 2nd and 6. Fake the give. McSorley looking to pass over the middle, near side here. Pass complete to Freiermuth, 87, the tight end. And he gets in the end zone for a touchdown. 2 touchdowns to the tight ends today. Nick Bowers earlier, 83, the tight end from Katanning. And then touchdown to Pat Freiermuth here, the freshman tight end out of Massachusetts. McSorley responsible for all 3 touchdowns today. 2 passing, 1 rushing. Nice pass there on the near sideline here at about the 5-yard line, and then he gets in. That's a touchdown. He knocks the pylon down. Never goes out of bounds. Ball crosses the goal line, and that's a touchdown for Penn State. They might look at it. I wouldn't be surprised, but Jake Pinniger is on to attempt this extra point with 9 minutes to play. Penn State trails 27-20 at the moment. But we're going to make that hopefully 27-21 here within the next couple seconds, as Pinniger's extra point is up. And good. 27-21 Kentucky now over Penn State. 6-point ball game, 9 minutes to play. This ball game nowhere near over. Let's go. Obviously, you never lose faith. I know I said earlier there, game was more than likely over. Kentucky was going to win 27-7 there. But momentum has changed hands. It has shifted, and Penn State right back in this game now. Down 6 in the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl to the Kentucky Wildcats. So 27-21, 9 minutes to play. This game going to be coming down the wire, and hopefully the real blue and white, the Penn State Nittany Lions, defeat the Kentucky Wildcats out of the SEC. So turn the Fiesta Bowl on, and let's see what's going on there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe. Fiesta Bowl, LSU Central Florida, 34-24 still. They just started the 4th quarter, so that game's nowhere near over either. And then we're going to check in on the Winter Classic as well, and then also the Rose and Sugar Bowl again later tonight. So Winter Classic. Somebody just scored, or the Bruins won. Bruins win. Bruins win. Let's see what the final score was. Probably 3-2. Pierre McGuire just interviewing some Boston Bruins on the ice outside at Notre Dame Stadium in the 2019 Winter Classic. So we'll see what the final score was here. That sucks for the Blackhawks, but hey, that's why the game's played. You win some, you lose some. It's not decided on paper. It's decided on the playing surface. Whatever is football, decided on the field and between the lines, not on paper. Hockey, decided on the ice. Basketball, decided on the court. Tennis, also on the court. What else is there? Wrestling, inside the wrestling ring, the squared circle, the octagon for MMA. Golf, obviously out on the course. Can't really think of any other sports. Well, NASCAR on the track. So, yeah, whatever the case may be, whatever the sport is, that's where it's decided at. It's not decided on paper. Everybody can have their predictions and so on and so forth, like I do right here on Gridiron Ring, right here on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and subscribe. Links are in the description. But like I said, everybody can have their own predictions, but it ain't over until it's over. It ain't decided on paper, it's decided on the playing surface. So Bruins win over the Blackhawks. I believe the final score was 3-2. So we'll turn the Citrus Bowl back on. Commercial break still with Penn State and Kentucky. Kentucky only leading by 6 now. Lead is getting cut short as Penn State is coming back, scoring 2 touchdowns here early in the 4th quarter. 2 touchdowns in the past 5 minutes. 27-21 now. Kentucky leads Penn State. And you got to give credit to Trace McSorley. He's playing with a broken foot, for God's sakes, right now. He's leading his team to a come-from-behind win, it looks like, at the moment. They're only down 6, but it ain't over yet, so we'll see what happens. Penn State fans getting fired up here. Rightfully so. Well, thank you for that. Like I said, maybe the most beloved fans in all of college football, Penn State. So Penn State kicks off. Kentucky, Wilson and Snell back out on the field for the Wildcats. And they'll have the ball up 6, 9 minutes to play. You guys got questions and comments, drop those in chat. Also be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring on social media. Links are in the description below. First and 10 from the 25. Handoff to Benny Snell. Tackled by number 11, Micah Parsons. Wilson's going to get sacked back at the 27-yard line. Third down for Kentucky. Kevin Givens on the sack once again. Defensive tackle out of Altoona, Pennsylvania. 37-24 now, LSU leads. Let's go, boys. Come on. A little bit of a delay from the officials. They're going to put 11 seconds on the clock, 8:15 to go. They are going to make a huge difference now. Third and 8 for Kentucky, 27-yard line. Penn State brings 4. Pass down the far sideline, incomplete. Kentucky will punt once again. Penn State's got all the momentum in the world right now. 7:57 to play. It sure has. 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes for Penn State to start the fourth. Kentucky. Punt. Penn State is going to let it bounce at the 28, and it's going to be down by Kentucky at the 25-yard line. So here comes number 9, Trace McSorley. 7:46 to play. Number 12, Mac Hippenhammer, hasn't played a whole lot today. I don't even think he's seen the field. Dual sport athlete at Penn State, also plays baseball, but they've stayed put with their main receivers here today with Johnson, Dotson, and Tompkins and Hamler. So Shorter as well in the ball game. He gets the reception, number 6, out to the 30. 2nd and 5 for Penn State, down 6. 7:30 to play and counting. get a first down. No big play. Hand off to Ricky Slade. Spin move, and about a yard shy of the first down. Injured Penn State player on the field, it looks like. No. McSorley keeps it himself. Past the 50-yard line, another first down, Penn State. Good blocking by Connor McGovern, 66 and 87, Pat Fryermuth. At the 49, trips near side. McSorley looking to throw. He gets sacked back at the 44. Come on. McGovern, you blocked him into McSorley. Jesus Christ. When was the last time your offensive lineman blocked the defender into you to get sacked? Probably been a while. Pass over the middle, complete to Nick Bowers, 83. Tackled at the 30-yard line, another first down for Penn State. Okay, now run the ball. Take some time off this clock. 6 minutes to go. Let's go. .550 and counting. 30-yard line, 1st and 10, 4 wide. Slade to the right of McSorley. Fake the give to him. McSorley looking to throw. Runs out here to his right near side. Pass. Incomplete. No one there. Out of bounds. 2nd and 10. 27-21. Kentucky's probably going to want intentional grounding on that, but he was out of the pocket. And that's a good no call. He was outside the pocket, outside the tackle box. You can't review that, though. And plus, yeah, the ball crossed the line of scrimmage. So, yeah, reset the game clock or the play clock. 2nd and 10, 27-21, Kentucky on Penn State. 5:37 to play. 30-yard line, 2nd and 10. Trips here to the near side. McSorley in shotgun. Miles Sanders to the left. McSorley airing it out. Near side pass incomplete. Pass intended for Jahan Dotson. Freshman wide receiver. Originally committed to UCLA, like I said there earlier. Decommitted after Chip Kelly got the job. 3rd and 10. Very well could be the play of the game. But Penn State, they've already missed 2 field goals at 6 points. Could be a tie ball game right now, 27 apiece. But it is not. Kick a field goal. If you don't get it here, you're down 3 then. You have 3 timeouts. Give to Miles Sanders. He makes a move and he gets a first down inside the 15. Another first down and 10 for Penn State. Gutsy call to run it on 3rd and 10. But obviously you believe in your running backs. You believe in your wide receivers, playmakers, your players in general. Injured Kentucky player on the sideline. So obviously the 2 missed field goals for Penn State coming back and hurting them right now because that's 6 points. It could be tied at 27 right now if everything else goes the way it has. Penn State could be up, though, at the moment as well by 1, 21-20, if they didn't give up the field goal or the punt return for a touchdown, excuse me. But they did. It happened. So be it. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing you can do about it now. It happened. It's in the past. So 27-21. And the national championship game this upcoming Monday, Alabama and Clemson. But Penn State could be winning. 21-20, they score. It'd be 28-20 if that punt return didn't happen, but it happened. But they score. It'd be 28-27. They make the extra point. So we'll see what happens here. Like I said, all hypothetical speaking on some of this and going back into the past and trying to say, oh, if this happened, if that happened. Yeah, I get all that. But it is what it is at the time being. It's 27-21, and we'll see what happens here. with Kentucky and Penn State. Penn State and Kentucky, excuse me, in the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl. So Penn State has the ball in the red zone, looking to punch it in. Let's go, boys. These are your biggest plays of the season coming up.
What's NBC? Most valuable client? I'm your only client. I'm your only agent. No, you're not.
No worries, we have great rates on motorcycles.
Oh, that's bad because I was going to trade this in for a boat.
We cover that too.
Hop on, Aaron. Sorry, State Farm, no third wheels. This isn't a tricycle. Yeah? Yeah. Feels so light.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
First tattoo?
Yeah.
Relax with me, but it's gonna look okay.
Only okay?
No worries, boss. I'm one of the tattoo artists in the city.
You mean one of the best tattoo artists in the city, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to draw it first?
Stay in your lane, bro.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest tenants. Now with 5G, more for your thing. That's our thing.
So as quantity goes up, quality goes down. So how do you explain Popeye's $3.99 chicken and a biscuit? I can't explain it. It's delicious. This makes no sense. Get more than you paid for with 3 pieces and a biscuit for just $3.99.
37-24 LSU on top of Central Florida. 11 minutes to play in the Fiesta Bowl. Five minutes, 21 seconds to play. Kentucky leads Penn State 27-21. Both teams looking for their 10th victory on the season. Penn State ball though, 1st and 10, 17-yard line going in. Shotgun for Trace McSorley. Miles Sanders to his right. McSorley gets the snap, looking to his left, far side, rolls out here near side to his right, looking downfield, throws. Pass complete, no, incomplete, excuse me, intended for DeAndre Tompkins. Just a tad bit high. Oh my, it went right through the hands of Tompkins. Right through his hands. Another Kentucky player down with an injury. Like I said, you don't want to see players go down with injuries, but at this point, it seems like they're faking it. I mean, they're trying to stall Penn State. And obviously Penn State fans booing, and rightfully so, but if he's hurt, he's hurt. You don't want to see somebody hurt. I get that, but especially late, you don't want to see this happen, you know, back-to-back plays or a couple plays within a couple minutes, whatever the case may be. So,
Later on ESPN, I have a pretty good idea. How about these two games? A chance to do it out in Pasadena. The biggest one of them all, the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, 5 Eastern on ESPN. Washington, Ohio State, at 8:45 down in New Orleans. At the Superdome, Georgia and Texas, fascinating matchup there. Great quarterbacks, great skill players.
we are Penn State chants going on throughout the stadium at the moment. Penn State 2nd and 10, down 6, under 5 minutes to play. There's Trace's mom to the right as well. They panned to Trace's parents in the stadium. Here, Penn State assistant, one of the GAs, saying we are fucking built for this. So we'll see what happens here. 2nd and 10, Penn State down 6, 27-21. Friar Youth in motion. 2nd and 10 from the 17. McSorley, He's going to keep it for himself once again. He faked the give to Miles Sanders. Gain of about 4 yards. Third down. Third and 6. Third and 6, 4 wide. McSorley looks here to the near side of the sideline. Goes up to the line of scrimmage. Back in shotgun. McSorley gets the snap. Looking to his left. Passes over the middle. Incomplete. Kick the field goal. Kick the field goal. You got 3 timeouts. Play defense. Those 6 points, though, coming back to haunt him. Those 2 missed field goals. It could be a tie ball game right now. And this field goal at the moment would, if successfully made, would make it a 30-27 game. But we'll see what happens here. Penninger, you've had a good season all year. Now you missed 2 field goals in this bowl game. Come on. Now's when we need you. Come on, buddy. 32-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up and good. 27-24 Kentucky over Penn State. 4:12 to play. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts remaining. Play good defense. You guys have stopped them the past couple drives. Penn State has the momentum. Yeah, that hurt. That gave Kentucky 3 points. He missed 2 field goals as well. That's another 6. And then he gave up a touchdown on the punt return. So obviously special teams mistakes by Penn State here today. They don't give up those. Penn State's winning now, what? The field goal, well, the 6 points, the missed field goals for Penn State. So it'd be 30-27. 30-20 if you take the 7 points off the board for Kentucky, the punt return. And then the other 3 points off the board for the field goal off the fake punt that they ended up getting. So what? It'd be 30-20. It'd be 30-17 right now. Penn State with 4:12 to play. Game out of hand then, more than likely. But it was out of hand, 27-7. Kentucky leading here at the start of the 4th quarter, and Penn State has stormed back, and it's a 3-point ball game now, 27-24. Kentucky leads Penn State, 4:12 to play. 1st and 10 after the touchback. Ball at the 25-yard line. There's the Citrus Bowl trophy with all the citrus fruit in the basket. Hopefully Wilson doesn't hit any of his receivers in the breadbasket, and Penn State maybe gets an interception or something here coming up on this drive. And then maybe Penn State turns around and McSorley hits somebody in the breadbasket for a long touchdown pass to close out this game. We'll see what happens. Gain of 3 there by Benny Snell Jr. 4 minutes to play. And 2nd and 7 coming up. Is that Mike Gesicki in attendance, the Miami Dolphin tight end, former Penn State player. Another injured player on the field. Let's see who this is. And it's a Penn State player, but I was saying there earlier, it's been warm all day. You know, and like I said, you hate to see players get hurt, but that's Shelton 55. Antonio Shelton, defensive tackle, limping towards the sideline, so he obviously did hurt his ankle or his leg or something in his lower body. Come on, boys. Need to stop. Let's go. 2nd and 7, 4 minutes to play. Kentucky leads by 3. Ball at the 28-yard line. That's a false start. Went down to his knee, for God's sakes. What the hell? Why is there a delay right now? He went down to his damn knee. That's a false start. My God. Kentucky trying to take as much time off the clock as they can before they snap it. Another run, and that's smart by them. Another run there by Benny Snell. He gets a couple more. Going to be about 3rd and 2, maybe 3rd and 3. Does Penn State call their first timeout? No, they're going to let the clock go down. 3 minutes to play. Penn State's down 3. Come on, boys. Need to stop. Let's go. Kentucky, 2 receivers up top, going right to left. Pistol. Wilson, hands off to Snell. And it looks like he's going to get the first down. Now is when you start calling your timeouts if you're Penn State. Penn State might not get the ball back. Call timeout after this play, after first down, after second down, after third down. And if you stop them, don't give up another first down, and you should get the ball back. Just got enough for the first down as well. Kevin Givens and Nick Scott on the tackle. Benny Snell, one hell of a day. I'll get to his stats and everybody else's here in a moment. Under 2 minutes to play. Penn State does not call a timeout. Another run. Now is when you start calling your timeouts. 150. Now you call your first timeout. Okay. Call it after first down, call it after second down, call it after third down. There's all your 3 timeouts being used, and then you get the ball back down 3, having only, well, you'd have to go the whole length of the field to get in field goal range to score. But, yeah, the 2 missed field goals coming back and haunting the Nittany Lions right now. We should be 30-27 if they would have made those 2. All comes down to the kicking game, believe me. I've said it on how many times before, and people never believe me, but here's a perfect example. And then, obviously, the fake punt that Penn State didn't get, and Kentucky got 3 points off of that. That hurts, too, so. Yeah, I'd say so. What's happening? Thanks for tuning in and joining. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. 2nd and 6, ball at the 40. Kentucky hands off. Maybe another first down. This might be the ball game. If it is a first down, it more than likely is, depending on the spot. It does look like he got the first down. You might as well measure it. You've measured all the other close calls here early. They say first down, this ball game more than likely over. Penn State does have 2 timeouts. They'll use them. 1:42 to play. Just like I said earlier, too many costly mistakes. Special teams, in particular, the 2 missed field goals, and now James Franklin. Yeah, he's led Vanderbilt and Penn State to a bowl game in his 8 seasons as a head coach, 3 at Vandy and now 5 at Penn State, finishing up his 5th season with the Nittany Lions after this game. But with Penn State, he, after this game, if Penn State loses, would still only have 2 bowl wins. 2014 Pinstripe Bowl and then the 2017 Fiesta Bowl last year, over both Boston College and Washington. Both close games. BC Pinstripe Bowl that I actually was at went to overtime up in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. And then last year it was a close one, 35-28 out in Glendale. Fiesta Bowl actually going on right now. LSU was winning. Last I checked, 37-24. Score might have changed in that, but I don't know. I haven't looked. And then he also lost the Rose Bowl. Well, actually lost the Gator Bowl and the Rose Bowl. And then he'd be losing the Citrus Bowl here as well, too. So, obviously, you can get... Penn State does call a timeout. But that's why we got the delay. But they can be successful during the regular season. They can get to a bowl game. But for some reason, this year and in years past, they more so this year than any year I can remember since I've watched football in particular, Penn State football and the NFL, college football and the NFL, being a Penn State Steelers fan, since 2002. More so this year, they cannot close out games whatsoever. Ohio State, Michigan State, they got blown out by Michigan. And so that's one loss if they win Ohio State, Michigan State. They lose to Michigan. And then Michigan, if they beat Ohio State, or if Ohio State beats Michigan, Penn State has a tiebreaker. Penn State's in the Big Ten title game, maybe in the playoff right now. Maybe playing next Monday night for the national title, depending on if they would have made the playoff and if they would have won this past Saturday. But obviously, all hypothetical speaking. Another timeout. Penn State calls their third and final timeout. 1:39 to play. Penn State is down 3, 27-24, 2nd and 10. So they'll have this play. 40 seconds to go off the clock. Third down, another 40 seconds to come off the clock, and then there's basically no time left when Kentucky punts, if they punt, back to Penn State. So, yeah, Kentucky's going to win the Citrus Bowl here today versus Penn State, more than likely. Like I was saying, this year, Penn State just can't finish. They can't close out games, and, that's why they're going to finish with a 9-4 record if they do lose. But still a great season. You get to a New Year's Day bowl game, always the goal. The goal, though, nowadays is obviously to make the playoff and win a national championship, as it should be. But still, going to a bowl game is a high honor, and then going to a New Year's Day bowl game, an even higher honor. So Benny Snell gets to carry once again. 1:30 to play. Penn State cannot stop the clock. They've used all 3 of their timeouts here in the past couple seconds. So third down coming up. Kentucky's not going to snap it until they have to. 1:22. And they're not going to snap it, like I said, until they have to. So it's going to be under a minute when they do. And then another 40 seconds after third down until they punt. So Penn State might get the ball back with 20 seconds, if that. And the punting game here today, up and down. Some good punts from both teams, some bad punts from both teams. But special teams was the key here today in the Citrus Bowl. The 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl between Kentucky and Penn State. And Penn State shot themselves in the foot too many times, especially with special teams. 2 missed field goals. That's 6 points. That's 30-27 right now instead of 27-24. So like I said, Penn State can't stop the clock. 44 seconds and counting. Fourth down. So actually, it'd be under 10 seconds. It'd be under 5 seconds by the time they can punt. And then you need a punt return for a touchdown. We've seen one of those today, though, already from Bowden for Kentucky. So if I were Kentucky, though, I'd let the clock go down. I wouldn't punt. I'd call one of your 3 timeouts, and then I'd just run around the damn backfield until 0-0's hit and then fall down. Game's over. That'd be the smart thing to do. Because you punt, you risk Penn State returning it for a touchdown, and you returned one earlier against them. So who the hell knows what'll happen there. Kentucky calls a timeout with 6 seconds now on the clock, and Kentucky more than likely going to win the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl here today over Penn State 27-24. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching my live reactions play-by-play of this game and all the other events. I'll flip them back and forth between there. The Outback Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, the Winter Classic. Iowa winners over Mississippi State 27-22 in the Outback Bowl. It is 40-21 now, I see. 40-24, excuse me. LSU on top of Central Florida in the Fiesta Bowl. And then later on, Rose and Sugar Bowls with Ohio State and Washington, and Georgia and Texas. So you guys have got questions and comments, drop those in chat. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring right here on YouTube. Kentucky gonna win. Do a Belichick, give them a safety. Well, why would you do that? When, okay, Kentucky's going to punt, why would you give them a safety? You'd be running around. There'd be no point of running around because time's going to run off the clock before you get to the end zone to give them a safety. And then if they want to put more time on the clock, say there's a penalty, Kentucky would have to punt. Penn State could have the chance to return that, down only 1 then at that point, 27-26. So Kentucky's going to punt, surprisingly. I thought they would have. Oh, it's going to bounce. Hamler's going to pick it up, and he's going to be tackled. 2 seconds on the clock. 2 seconds. There's 1 second. And Penn State's going to have a shot. Penn State's going to have a shot. 1 second. 1 second left. 1 second brings back some bad memories, but hopefully it will bring some good memories here today for Penn State. Kentucky going to be playing prevent here after they kicked, after they punted. The 1 second, that is a bad memory. Penn State, Michigan, 2005. Chad Henne, Mario Manningham. Squib kick to slow football. Well, they punted, so 27-24. Kentucky, I believe they will call one of their 2 remaining timeouts just to see what Penn State is going to do here. Kentucky, as I said, going to play prevent. And there's 1 second on the clock. Penn State trails by 3, 27-24. They called timeout, like I said, but here's your ball game, folks. This is going to be the last play of the game. Going to be some hook and ladders, maybe a trick play, Hail Mary, hook and ladder, like I said, maybe the Citrus Bowl miracle for Penn State. That would be awesome. They would win 30-27 then, but they should have 30 points already is the thing. They should have made the 2 field goals that they missed earlier. Those 6 points haunting them at the moment. As fans are on their feet, here's your ball game. 27-24. Kentucky looking to win their first bowl game since 2008. McSorley gets a snap, passes, complete, fumble. Kentucky's going to pick it up. Jesus Christ. You can't even run a hook and ladder, for God's sakes. Tompkins caught it, pitched it to Hamler, and he didn't control it. So Mark Stoops gets the Gatorade bath, and Kentucky wins the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl over Penn State, 27-24. 10-win season for the Wildcats of Kentucky. Penn State drops to 9-4. Future very, very bright for both of these programs, though, as Mark Stoops is looking for James Franklin for a handshake. There we go. There's that. So Franklin 3-1 now versus Kentucky. All time. He was 3-0 when he was at Vanderbilt. 0-1 now as the Penn State head coach versus the Kentucky Wildcats, and Benny Snell getting interviewed by Laura Rutledge. He had one hell of a game stat-wise. He had over 100 yards rushing. I know that. Let's look at the exact stats as Kentucky wins 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl over Penn State 27-24. Wilson, 9 of 15 passing, 121 yards. Benny Snell running the ball, 26 carries, 144 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. Keep an eye out for his name this upcoming year in the 2019 NFL Draft. Wilson also had 10 carries, 29 yards. Richardson, 2 of 12 receiving for Kentucky. CJ Conrad, 1 of 21, and Bowden Jr., 5 of 84 receiving. Trace McSorley passing, 16 of 32, 50%, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Trace McSorley also 19 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown on the ground, playing with a broken foot in the second half. Kudos to him as Trace McSorley still goes out the all-time winningest quarterback in Penn State football history, even with the loss here today versus Kentucky. See McSorley and Josh Allen speaking on the field. Handshake. Both quarterbacks, or both players, could be playing in the NFL next year. Josh Allen could be a top pick. McSorley, he might get drafted, he might not. Who knows? We'll have to find out and see. Josh Allen, though, like I said earlier, is also a quarterback in the NFL at the moment with the Buffalo Bills. Not related, but like I said earlier, might be history made this upcoming year with Josh Allen getting drafted, with 2 different players with the same name getting drafted in the NFL draft in back-to-back years. So we'll have to see. Interview with Benny Snell is done and over with. Penn State walking into the locker room. Keep your heads held high, guys. McSorley and James Franklin handshake and hug, some words. And obviously very, very disappointing that Penn State lost here today versus Kentucky in the Citrus Bowl. McSorley, 19 carries for 75 yards and touchdown, though. Miles Sanders, 13 of 51. Ricky Slade, 4 of 27. Hamler had 1 carry for 11 yards on the reverse. Any more questions or comments come through here? Waste time and the kickoff, less risk of a block punt. Well, the game's over. I mean, that really doesn't matter anymore. So, yeah, Kentucky wins 27-24. Obviously, like I said, very, very disappointing that Penn State loses bowl game. But like I said before, it's not like they've lost a bowl game in the past. They actually lost the Citrus Bowl versus Auburn at the end of the 2002 season when they had Larry Johnson, and they lost that game 13-9. They did win, however, versus LSU. I'll turn the Fiesta Bowl on because LSU is currently playing Central Florida. But final score VRBO Citrus Bowl 27-24. Kentucky defeats Penn State. Fiesta Bowl 40-32, 2:22 to play, onside kick, and LSU has it. Wow. Central Florida scored, went for two, got it, and they're down 8, 2:21 to play. They only have one timeout left. That game's coming down to the wire too. DeAndre Tompkins receiving wise for Penn State, 3 catches, 56 yards. Nick Bowers, 3 catches, 32 yards, and a touchdown. Hamler, 1 of 41. Miles Sanders, 2 of 7. Jawan Johnson, 2 catches, 13 yards. Justin Shorter, 2 of 17. Jahan Dotson, 1 of 24. And then Pat Fryermuth, 2 of 38 yards. 2 catches for 38 yards and a touchdown. So both of Trace McSorley's touchdowns to the tight ends through the air, 1 on the ground for him, and then a field goal by Jake Pinniger. But the special teams was key. Penn State missed 2 field goals at 6 points. They could have easily won this game 30-27 if everything else goes as the way it did. But obviously, like I said, I don't know how many times here today they shot themselves in the foot. I don't know how many times. And when you shoot yourselves in the foot, however many times it was, you don't deserve to win. So that's it. That's the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl. Kentucky wins 27-24. That's going to do it for me here, live right here on YouTube. I'm Colehan Luke 96. Thanks for tuning in and watching my live reactions play-by-play of the 2019 VRBO Citrus Bowl between Kentucky and Penn State. Kentucky wins over the Nittany Lions 27-24. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron and myself, Colehan Luke 96, on social media. Links are in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see everybody later.